And we should be live.
We're live?
We're live, I think.
I'm not wearing a hat today. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope we're live. I guess testing.
Oh, I forgot to take off my mask.
Oh, good lord. Dennis is on the chat. How are we doing, buddy? Is everybody alive? Can they hear me? Sound? Everything's good? Audio?
We'll give him a second to see. You guys,
right.
audio good? Looks good on my end.
Looks good. Everything looks good. How do
We
I
hear
look?
you fine. Yep.
I'm fine.
Yep.
How's the teeth? All right, let's get this show on the road. Ready? D&D Vegas, episode number, I think this is 11, dude. 11's my lucky number.
You mean D&D Vegas?
D&D Vegas, yeah.
That's
What did I
not
say?
11. It's not nowhere clear. It's 5.
Oh, it's only 5? Oh my god.
Where are you?
I thought we had like, all right, D&D Vegas, episode number 5. Rockin' and rollin'. Sponsored by, who's the sponsor, buddy?
I wish it was sponsored by.
Sponsored by
Ghost.
us? Yeah, no, I know. That's
I
not
wish.
gonna happen
Go
anytime
sponsor
soon.
me.
They don't need any sponsors. Everybody's addicted. You just
No,
try it
that's
once
true.
and
That's true.
you're all in. Okay, so
100% true.
we have a really exciting show today with lots of pictures, dude. For those of you who need pictures, we have lots of pictures. And we need to first start with kind of the news, our news, what's going on here. By the way, thoughts and prayers with anybody in the Louisiana area. Holy smokes. I had to live through some of their lower end. I wasn't there for Katrina, thank God, but I know they're going through a massive hurricane. We have someone here actually who's been in touch with someone that's down there, a couple of people down there. And I opened a couple of casinos in Louisiana, and I know it's scary. I hope everybody got the hell out. 150 mile per hour winds, dude. You have no idea.
Wow.
Weaponizes like cars are spinning around in the air, just like floating around, dude. All right, well, we're going to give it a second. We got some great things to give away, by the way. So if this is your first, last, or somewhere in the middle, imagine that. This is your last podcast. You're like, listen, I'm going to watch one more, and then I'm going to get the hell out.
Everyone's
done.
a little confused that you're not wearing a hat. It's like
Listen,
the air.
It is my hair. Everybody's always curious, like, what the hell's under my hat? There it is. Boom. Hair. There you go. Everybody's confused?
Well, they're like yeah. I think they're just used to you having a hat.
Well,
you
I
know?
got my oof hat, but I think it's all the way over there. Today I'm just going, hatless.
Going hatless?
I'm going to go hatless.
Oh my god.
Going to get the forehead, give the forehead room to breathe, dude. Swear to God. Oh, the hat all the time is just getting old. Okay. So just so you know, I'm going to wave this around a little bit. A 24 carat. We're going to give this away later. This is going to be the giveaway. Can they see that? How close? Where should I put? What should I put?
Well, right
it?
there's in focus here.
Okay.
I'll go.
We're going to give
here.
2. So this would. Do we have any yellow checks? We don't even have any Casino Quest yellows, do we? We gave them all away. They're all gone.
Like 2 left.
You have 2 left? Because that would be genius. $1,000 bill with a $1,000 value check. Genius. There we go. We got these in. This is actual 24 karat flake $1,000. Now, this is just like a talkable thing. This isn't actual money. I mean, if you think we're giving away $1,000, you're crazy. Anyways, there we go. Yeah, but they're so cool. When we saw these, this is an actual replicated, $1,000 bill. Now, if you look in the back, you can clearly see it's not, that. But it looks awesome, 24 karat. But in that vein, we're going to introduce our Benjamin Franklin cards, 24 karat
I should
gold
just stay
flake,
over there, is what you're
authentic
saying?
24 karat gold plated. We got a Bitcoin. Yeah, well, they'll see it. We got pictures later. We got this and we got this. Oh, we are coming up with merch. We're having. So can they see this one? So here's what happened. We told everybody we needed to get the store filled with some interesting merch that people might want to buy. Those cards are fantastic. They have Las Vegas, one of those things on everything. And then the inside of the cards, all gold flake, by the way. It's quite extraordinary, and they're not expensive. It's these decks are going for $10, which is pretty much the same as on. We're trying to compete with the Amazon people. But yeah, so we got a couple of really cool things that we've been able to come across thanks to people out there. They're like, David, I got you. This guy sent us a whole set of all these different things to look at and consider, and so we've started putting them in the store, so it's been fantastic. Thank you very much. And we got a lot of people to thank. So before we get to the Vegas on the cheap, we're going to have a discussion how to do Vegas on the cheap, whether you're on the Strip or you're downtown or, you're somewhere else. You know what I mean? We're going to go over all the places where to stay. Oh, we got the hotel thing.
Oh, wait,
we'll talk about that.
We should probably say this. By the way, the Bitcoin isn't actual Bitcoin. It's a collectible
That's
thing.
all right. You pull it out of your pocket and go, listen here, buddy. I got 1 Bitcoin. There you go. I got 1 Bitcoin. For those of you, we almost sold out of this the first day they were in the cabinet.
Yeah, someone bought 5 of them. We just walked in and I was like, I want 5 of these.
Yeah. So, because everyone's always asking, listen, where do you get those actual, how they have the image in every story of Bitcoin, there's an image of a Bitcoin. Here's the Bitcoin, 24 karat gold flake Bitcoin, gold plated Bitcoin. So there you go. What are these, $5?
$5.
$5, dude. Swear to God, it doesn't get better than that. And that's the thing. We're focusing on stuff that's affordable, easy, fun. You know what I mean? That you can start a conversation with. Imagine you pull one of these out. You're like, listen here, dude. I got a Bitcoin. It's right here. I mean, this. There you go, Bitcoin. All right. So we got to thank quite a lot of people.
Yes.
We've had an incredible week. A lot of fans have stopped by. We had wait, where is the you got to put up this view first. Or well, I guess can you see the slide that I'm focused on right now? Here's a slide. This says a lot. I filled up my coin rack. I had to pull out a second coin rack. So we have a few people that have come in the last week or so and have made some kind of contribution, a coin, cash. It's been unbelievable. I have to tell you, it's absolutely been amazing. So one of them that's about to get on a plane, I think, DJ Spam. So I wanted to start with this because I know he's about to get on a plane. He came in, and he works at Pearl Harbor. For those of us who know Pearl Harbor, right? And he brought a whole bunch of challenge coins that he's been collecting over the years as an employee at Pearl Harbor. And so as you see, I filled up one of the, they can't see my mouse. I'm mousing over like they can see what I'm doing. I'm so crazy.
Here, I'll mouse over.
And boom, there you go. So most of these coins, Linda S. also stopped by. Got Linda S. And she came by with some some authentic old Rio slot coins. Those are on the bottom right. So like there this you one? Go. Not the actual silver looking ones. Yeah, you can't really see it's Rio, but it's Rio. We also had Snapper came by, gave me the Imperial Palace. That's up on the left, second one. There it is, the Imperial Palace $1 chip, which I might have dealt. He got it about the time I was a dealer there, so it could have been that I might have given it to him. He might have asked me to say, hey, he had no idea. We also had a gentleman, a fan of the channel, Basil, come in, and John. And thanks to you guys, we have created some incredible opportunity for our students. So for about 2 weeks now, we've been promoting some specials and giving away classes to students who weren't able to afford the classes on their own. Some of the students have started with us, so we were able to sort of expand their repertoire. We have an older student with us who has got a little arthritis. We had to move him to a different game, so we went ahead and basically gifted him the games that he needed to kind of get a job. Yep. He's only been able to afford one game, and so we were able to give him the other games that he needs to kind of get him to work. And it's been a fantastic experience. It's been really, really unbelievable. So with everything else going on that isn't so great, this has been a wonderful week. Another shout out to one of our students. Her name is June. She's dealing in Boston. And for those of you at the Wynn Boston, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching our crap videos. And your kind words are not missed. So June sent me an email. I wanted to thank me. She was a dealer out here. She went to the school, went through my craps class. She got a job. She worked out here for a little while. I think she actually broke in at Circa. I mean, in the middle of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah, no, she did.
And she did. And then she ended up going to the Wynn in Boston. She's a fantastic dealer. She was a great student, very well applied. So she sent me an email. So it turns out she was on break or just talking to some of her workers, other employees there, and they were talking about dice. And, her goal really is to be, a dice dealer ultimately, And they were saying how they're watching my videos, dude. Oh. They're watching David's dice, which is always fantastic to hear because I don't know. I never realized sort of how far they go or who sees them or who cares or whatever the case is. And so apparently a few of them out there, they're watching the videos and they've been paying attention. So it's just fantastic. So, It's amazing. I went home that day. It was we had a tough day.
Yeah,
Not all the news has been good news. We've had some issues, of course, as you know, we're in the middle of a lawsuit, and but it's all looking up. Everything is looking fantastic.
And before the questions of, what's the lawsuit about, just in case you don't know, we can't give too much context, but
Yeah.
so, we fell through with one of our JV.
The good thing is we have video proof.
Yes.
That to counter the ridiculous lies. So this is good. So anyways, we're moving forward in a very positive way. And it's nice to hear from you guys. It's nice to hear from her. It's nice to get emails like that. We have viewers from all over the world who watch our videos, and they send in some fantastic commentary. Of course, there's a few trolls out there, but that's to be expected. It's all good. But anyways, apart from that, I wanted to just say that first. Yes, in fact, we will keep doing what we're doing, and that's the goal. We're all about people. We're always surrounding ourselves with good people, and we're always moving forward with the focus on people, and that's really it. And everything that comes with that just comes with that, and then we just move on. All right.
A couple of things. DJ says he forgot to buy a Bitcoin.
Oh, he forgot to buy a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I know he stopped by here. He said he was going to, and then he missed out. That's okay, sir.
And then he said, "Enjoy the coins."
Oh, we love the coins. As you know, I've been collecting coins ever since I was a kid. It started out with my uncle, and he was a craftsman. He would make walking sticks with snakes on
really?
them, things like this. Yeah, and so he would bring me these mint coin collections. The mint. How the mint has the proof coins and things like this. And he wouldn't just give them to me. He would sit down with me, and he would tell me the history, why the coin was made, who was on the front of the coin, who engraved it. I mean, it was important to him to share this whole experience. It wasn't just a coin, with a value, with a monetary value. Somebody designed it. It was printed for a reason. He would even explain to me how, the U.S. Congress authorized the men to make these coins and put them into circulation.
Wow, he was very knowledgeable.
Yeah, the mint, and how proof coins are actually, how they were made. So I have quite the coin collection. I've never sold a single coin, not yet. I have the obverse dollar, the reverse dollar from. I bought it for $55 in November. It was released November 2019, and it's now worth $1,500.
No way.
Minimum, yeah.
Holy smokes.
So I've debated selling that one because I can't imagine it's a dollar coin. It's a beautiful coin, but come on. I mean, that's quite the profit. I got lucky. It's considered the key date for the newest silver dollar, the modern silver dollar. So only 30,000 of those were made, and I was lucky enough to get on the phone and order one for myself because not everybody could. It's hard to come by these things. It's still in the box. It's unpackaged. Everything is just the way that you're supposed to get it. So I've been holding off, but come on, $55, $1,500. It's good Lord, man. I mean, quite the profit, huh? So anyways, that's one of the biggest scams in modern history is the whole. The retailing of modern coins, dude. If you want to get on that racket, it's tough though because you got to really drive the phones. All these resellers, they buy up all these coins and then they resell them at a premium. And those of us that are just collectors get screwed most of the time. Although the mint is working on a better conduit, but it's such a racket. It's unbelievable. There's 3 or 4 key resellers that lock up all these coins. They somehow find a way, even if there's 3 per household, they manage to get 100, 200. You can go on their site literally a week later and they've got, you can order ahead of time. But anyways, I digress. Okay, ready? All right, so first off, we have a few announcements on CEG.
Yep.
And CEG has poker. We have a poker class.
Poker's back finally.
We hired a guy named Dave, not this Dave. In fact, I put on the, not the old Dave. As in I'd realized that's a little faux pas. So not like the old Dave as in me, the old Dave, but me, I happen to be older than he is too. Anyways, brutal. How come I'm older than everybody that I work with? I gotta start hiring some older people. Oh no, Becky and Lauren. Lauren.
I knew it was coming. You always
Lauren,
have to
you're
throw
older than me. Yeah. My elders. Okay.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Boy, but Becky, man, woof, God, she's fantastic. We can't lose Becky ever. She's gonna be with us when she's gonna be like 102 years old.
And
she's gonna have broken her, her arm 3 times. This woman. By the way, we have an instructor. If you haven't met Becky, you should know that she's one of the strongest people I have literally ever met. And if anybody has an excuse like not to be working, I mean, she's broken her leg like 3 times. She still comes to work. Yeah. She's like, she'll call me and she's like, Dave, I just broke my leg, but I'm on my way in. No worries, I got you. No, seriously, it's amazing how strong that woman is. I mean, she doesn't make any excuse. She just loves to be there.
And then she got a scooter one time too. She was scooting
around with her leg on the scooter.
It was funny because even after like her leg was fine, she was still using it because she moved around faster.
No, she's quite the trooper, I have to say. Like, she is, you gotta love it, man. There are very few people built like that. They don't make cars like that. They don't make people like that anymore. You know what I mean? You go into the military nowadays, basic training, they give you like 30 minutes to eat. They give you a timeout card, dude, and they don't swear at you. Isn't that amazing? How is that a thing? That's not basic training. That's kindergarten. That's what that is.
That's kindergarten? My God.
I know.
All these people are like, I've been through so much.
I just lost a lot of people. But that's okay, because I got a lot of older fans, older people out there. They know what I'm talking about. I mean, that's fine. You got the... Anyways, have I been canceled yet?
He's calling you a little bee is what he's saying.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying... Congratulations. We love all our vets and stuff like that. I just wish that there's... come on. You're going to go to the military. Let's not have timeouts. You know what I mean? You're not going to get a timeout when you're in the field.
You're digging the hole.
What? Am I digging the hole? Oh, God. Everyone's like... God, move on. I mean, I had a drill sergeant Caraballo, used to stick my face. I was eating spaghetti for the first time in basic training. I'm at Fort Benning, and he told me I wasn't allowed to be more than 2 inches separated. So I'd have, I'm used to sitting upright. You grow up with your parents, they sit up straight and eat, but no. So, like, he would push my face right into the damn food,
really?
Dude. Oh, yeah.
For what reason?
And you didn't have 30 minutes. You had, like, 5 minutes. It was shovel as much food in your mouth as possible. There were no allowances, dude. Can you imagine a timeout card? Oh, my God. They literally have timeout cards, apparently. I've heard this. I don't know. Is this true? I don't know if this is true. Like literally timeout cards. Like
a punch card?
I'm under pressure.
Really?
Yeah. Like literally timeout. Excuse me. You're in my space.
Wait.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Anyways, let's move on before I get canceled. All right. So we got back to the poker instructor. We have a poker instructor. Did I mention that?
Someone asked if poker is ever going to be on CQ Dealers.
Wow, that's a fantastic question. Man, I wish it would be, because that would be good. Maybe not, to be honest with you. I don't think we can do poker justice. Believe it or not, I think we can get craps there in a way, because I can structure all the mechanics of crap. With poker, you really got to get hands out. It's got to become sort of mundane. As easy as it sounds, we'd have to think about that one.
Yeah.
I think that if maybe is the correct answer. Dave is a 20-year poker instructor. Not poker instructor, poker dealer, poker manager. He was a poker dealer at the MGM for many years. He went to Treasure Island, was a shift boss there. He was also a boss at the MGM poker room. He also actively runs. He has a small business of his own, and he runs a poker tournament at some of the bars. Oh crap! What's going on?
No,
I see you laughing. Whenever you're laughing, it makes me nervous, dude.
No, I'm not. Smack. No worries.
Okay, not being trolled yet. All right.
I'm not. I wouldn't laugh if we were being trolled.
Oh, okay. Well, that's serious stuff right there. All right. So, anyways, the great thing about CEG is we're registered with Boyd and Caesars and all the properties you'd want to work with. There's a huge shortage of poker dealers. It's amazing, because when COVID hit and we were talking to a lot of these table game directors, they were like, "Listen, poker's dead. No one wants to come to poker. We're closing our poker room." And now, if you didn't already hear, record-breaking table game revenues last month, through the roof. I won't go over the numbers. Just look for it in your local paper, or not even your local paper, but you can do a Google search for it. It's quite fascinating, to be honest with you. Even at these table limits, the problem with the table win is clearly if you're forced to play on a $25 table, you can't do a whole lot. You can't play a lot of strategies. They got you locked down. That's why we want minimum lower tables. That's why we advocate for lower tables, so you can work a strategy. You come in a table where on a $100 bankroll, you got 4 quarters. You might end up in the field. You know what I mean? You might actually have to play the field because you don't know what else.
Parlay them. Throw them in the hard ways.
That's what I'm saying. it puts you into a short money position, right? Because you can't play a system that you'd want to play. You can't go across. I mean, I can't go $160 on a quarter table going across. Holy crap. I'm lucky to get $18 across on a good day. You know what I mean? $8 across would have been fantastic. All right. So table win is through the roof. Table activity is through the roof. Table game. So World Series of Poker, of course, is coming the end of September. And as it looks now, they're going to have to shut down poker rooms from other properties just to have enough dealers. There's
Really?
2,000 dealers, dude. Yeah.
Wow.
It's absurd. So they were making calls saying, hey, do you have any poker dealers? And we're like, eek, you know what I mean? So they just gave up and said, screw it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the bar is low. For those of you who think that World Series of Poker is the high bar, it is not the high bar, just so you know. I mean, if you have a pulse, basically. If you have a pulse, you don't even need
If
to
you
smile.
breathe.
You need to show up with a pulse, and that's it. And then you can get hired. So if you go through the class, we'll get you certified. We're trying to get this done quickly. So we're hoping to get through most of the variations in the first 4. It's a 6-week class, but the first 4 weeks, we can get you out the door. We can get you in time for World Series of Poker because they'll take you. I mean, they'll take you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're 21 and you haven't killed too many people.
You haven't killed too many.
And you can shuffle up. Yeah.
You've only killed 2. It's okay.
Just so you know, Dave. So I went to audition Dave because I had if Lauren is the boss at the school, by the way, right? And so she's like, you got to audition. You got to go through a process. See, I meet someone, I shake their hand, I look at their eyes, and I'm like, I'm either in love or you're hired. It's one or the other. You know what I mean?
Wait.
Hey.
You're either in love or they're hired, one or the other?
I'm not the best judge of character, as we all know, because I've had some, kind of shady people
No, that's true.
kind of push their way in, and we've had to be me and Alex basically have been, in a word, too nice. Sometimes we let people roll us over a little bit.
Very true.
Because we want to give people we're not jaded A's, and so I've tried to stay that way as much as possible. It's hard. The bigger we get, the bigger the target and all that stuff. But anyways, so I'm like, okay, I'm hearing Lauren in the back of my head going, you better audition him. You better know if he can actually deal. Because, his resume is nice.
Yeah.
But just because he has a nice resume, maybe it's someone else. Maybe he's not.
Maybe
but
it's just lies. Type of thing.
he's a really nice guy. He was really friendly, very interactive. He's a nice. I mean, he seems to me a very nice guy. And so I had him audition. So the first thing he does is I'm gonna have him deal me in a hand and do the flop, everything else, right? And he starts shuffling in midair, and I'm like, oh, that's good, because shuffling in midair is not easy, dude.
Yeah.
Not having a table to shuffle on, literally shuffling in midair.
Well,
okay, have you tried this? This is not easy.
dude, I can barely shuffle normally.
That's true. But shuffling in midair is tough, dude. Just so you know.
Well,
Takes
I
some practice.
have to interrupt you because Eric Eater just donated $25.
Holy smoke!
Yeah, just from Go.
You better really. You gotta. That's we got it. Wow, really? For nothing?
For nothing.
He doesn't want anything? Holy crap! We're gonna throw that in the.
Evening, guys. David, any news on the air travel to and from Vegas? Coming in October 1st, and my entire group except me is saying that they're seeing airlines getting shut down again. Love the content. Keep the great work up.
So here's the definitely keep following up with your airline. We have heard from a lot of people that flights are being canceled. A lot of it because of a lack of pilots. Apparently no one needs a job anymore. We're all at home, self-employed. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Is everybody selling Amway from home now? I don't get that. I mean, that's like the new thing.
I think people are just tired of working.
Yeah, it's what's in the other really cool thing I have to say, which is, other than all the bad things, but the cool thing, the good positive thing. I love how young people, I read this article today, or might have been yesterday, in the Wall Street Journal about, young people are choosing flexibility over money. Money means less to them. They're choosing happiness and flexibility. We have someone here who has been working here who used to make a little more money at a job that maybe he didn't like as much and came over because he loves working here. I mean, younger people are choosing flexibility and joy, quality of life over, hot kitchens.
Well, it's like the money is not going to go with you when you die. It's the memories.
But here's the thing. Even if you have checked your airline and verified that you are coming in, I have heard from quite a few people, either flights are being delayed or canceled, or in most cases, they're just being delayed. But there were a lot of cancellations from a few airlines. the few of them that I haven't heard the cancellations from with Delta. We've had a lot of people reliably use Delta and come in. Oh my God!
By the way,
I know the Delta variant that doesn't.
Can I say this? Can I say
Delta
this
made
real quick?
Through. Huh? It's a breakthrough.
Whoever's naming these viruses just is like, which company can I whack next? Okay, because they're like,
Corona beer's out. There's discounts on Corona beer, just so we're clear.
At Delta Airlines, same thing. It's like, oof.
They're gonna come out with the Modelo virus next.
They must have been really mad when that happened. You know what I mean? Like
Delta.
Yeah.
They came out with the Delta variant.
Yeah,
and Delta's the airline getting through. Wow. Well, anyways, so you're gonna have to just check and follow up. I know a couple people have ended up at the airport, and the very last minute they were canceled for lack of staff, and not always just the pilots. I guess they need they have to have a certain number of other staff available or whatever. So that's something I really can help you with. I do know that visitorship here to Vegas is still down. It's not at anywhere close to 2019 or pre-pandemic levels, but table game profits are through the roof. Everyone's trying to get a table game pit open, which is weird because we don't have dealers. We don't have people signing up. We have this special at CEG, 4 games, $500, 4 games, and we'll get you hired before you're finished. That's how it's amazing the number. I could have a job fair every single day.
That's true.
Of the week. We have
just
so
don't have
many
enough
casinos
people
in
coming
contact. Some of them literally just gave up. They're doing their own job fairs. There's just not enough people in the mix. But anyway, so poker, it's going to start September 6th, Monday, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. every week. And you can learn all 19 variations. So we're not teaching 21 for California. We're teaching 19 variations for World Series of Poker. And quite honestly, 5 of those is all you're going to need to work at a regular casino. You're going to see 5 different variations. For the most part, represents 99% of the play that you'll see at a casino. So the deal is this. If you've never been a student of CEG, it's $850 online. You can pre-register now. 4 spots are already locked up. We only have 4 seats left. And my guess is that probably after tomorrow, those seats will be gone. So you probably want to pre-register. It's on our website, cegdealers.com. We have 4 more seats. It's if you pay cash tomorrow, it's $825. And for those of you who think that's a lot, it's not. Every other place that we know of charges $1,000 or more. And go ahead, you're smiling. What is it you're smiling about? What's going on there? Again, making me nervous.
People said next variant it's gonna be the Nestle variant.
Oh yeah, that would suck. Imagine that, just all the chocolate you eat and you got like oof. Okay, so for students, if you're already a student or have been a student of CEG, it's $825 or $800 cash. So anyways, and then we're registered with World Series of Poker, with Harris, Caesars, Boyd, and we place people as high as Aria right into their poker rooms. That's not a guarantee. I'm just telling you what we've done in the past. So there's that. All right. And then on front of the site, we have had an uptick in enrollment, so the school is starting to fill up. So we do have 2 specials left. The $500 for 4 games, Blackjack, Roulette, Baccarat, and Pai Gow. And we have a discount on single zero. So single zero roulette, huge upgrade here in Vegas. You got to have dealt, at least have some experience in a live roulette game. If you want to move on to the big boys, the top tier casinos, that's the game you're going to need to have, a single zero. So if you've been in the business a long time, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Aria, Cosmo, Bellagio, Wynn, they're all looking for SR dealers. That's a rare breed. So if you want to break out of the mold, if you're someone that likes dealing roulette, or even if you're a craps dealer who has dealt some roulette, because single zero is like that next level, like dice. Yep. You know what I mean? It's kind of a breakout game if you really want to excel.
By the way, single zero is very different from double zero, just so you guys know. Like, everyone says it's just a zeros difference. There's like a racetrack.
There's a racetrack, neighbors, progressives, a lot of stuff going on. And you can't be, looking under and seeing what numbers. You got to know everything stat. These are high-limit players with lots of entitlement that need special care. And we teach you the special care. And next thing, also, we are going to have an announcement about the Dice Master. We've had a few requests about Dice Master course. So we're looking into that on how we can schedule. It's probably going to be a weekend thing. We might tie it in a Casino Quest. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to play out. But Dice Master basically is scale and context. So, being able to run up bets at higher level places and having context of players, it's pretty cool. When we've done in the past, we make it somewhat competitive, and we have a grand prize at the end for like the Dice Master. We kind of ordained someone the Dice Master. Not me, by the way, okay? I'm the Keno Master now. Keno is the answer.
Alan Toy asks, will CEG offer a course on double ball roulette?
Oh my God, this guy! Swear to God, I got all the balls you need, buddy.
Oh my God!
And it's you don't even need to pay for the roulette. If I cancel, listen here, buddy. There's only one game I know with double balls, with 2 balls, okay? And it's not roulette. I'm canceled. I'm so canceled. Hey, yeah, I know. Who has double ball roulette? There's a few places, right? It's online. I
thought it was a joke.
No, it's not a joke. No, it's online. They have this roulette. It's got multiple balls, and you can get like a multiple ball frenzy. Apparently, like a lot of balls just jump. You ever play that? You don't know.
No way,
pinball.
that's a thing.
That's a thing.
Dude.
So back in the day, pinball machines used to have. There were a few of them. They would come out with a special. Then boom. Next thing you know, you got instead of 2 balls or 1 ball, you got 5 balls all over the place. Bing, 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 getting points. But they have this. They have a roulette game online where all of a sudden all these balls come out.
How does that work out?
All these balls jump out at you.
Oh my God. So wait, do you get multiple? Oh my God.
There's no way to address this, dude. It's so much innuendo. There are people right now that are bent over with innuendo.
Okay. You have multiple balls just rolling around in the wheel.
Yep. Flying at you.
So if it hits 2 numbers, do you get paid for those 2 numbers?
No idea.
How does this work?
Listen, it doesn't work to your benefit, okay? The more balls usually ends in that doesn't end well for anybody ever. Okay.
How do we get off the rails so
Once
quickly?
you get past 2 balls, the 3rd ball, that's a curiosity. That's a question mark on the 3rd ball. All right, ready? Here. Are you? We got what's that? That's CEG. Okay, Casino Quest updates. We got a lot of. We got
2 balls, 1 wheel.
2 balls, 1 wheel. Oh God, 2 balls, 1 button, buddy. Okay. Yeah, no, it's not. All right, let's move on now. Okay, we have people. We have maybe some young people. Probably not. But maybe 1. All right.
5 balls, 4 holes. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Here we go. All right, let's keep. Oh my God, this is a community. We have the best community, by the way. There's no doubt. I mean, right now we're still a relatively small community, but it's quite literally, I mean, amazing. But okay, ready? CQ. We got a whole bunch of things going on with Casino Quest.
Oof.
We are going to be evolving a new type of concierge service. That's the rumor mill? No, it's not.
No, wrong one.
We have a few things in the rumor mill, by the way.
What's going on?
You ready? You're working on the graphic. But anyways, I'm going to get to the Casino Quest stuff. Just so you know, even though you don't have a big fat graphic on the screen. Pay attention to the hoodie. You see that hoodie that, what's his name, Dennis is wearing?
Yep.
That hoodie, we're going to get to that later. I'll start with the flipping hoodie. That's the first Casino Quest update.
Okay.
I'll get to the concierge stuff. John, just hold on 1 second. We're going to get to the concierge stuff. So we have a, okay, well, should I do the hoodie? Because I'm off my rocker right now.
You're off. Well, when are you not off your rocker?
You know what? Something came to mind with regards to balls, but I'm gonna pass by that and move back to the hoodie.
Are you okay? you got balls on the mind today.
No, let's get to the hoodie. Come on, for the love of God, now we got to show. Okay, here it is. He's modeling now. Dennis and Brandy design this, and you wear your heart. It's a spade and a heart.
Here, wait,
you wear your heart on your sleeve. It's a fantastic thing. It's now these we have 5 of these, right? One-offs. We have 1 medium, 2 large,
2 mediums, 2 large.
2. Where's the other medium? I only saw 1.
On the mannequin.
Oh, well, you'd have to. We don't want to strip the mannequin, dude. The mannequin needs a. All right. Well, anyways, we have 2 medium, 1 large, 2 large.
2 large.
2 large, an XL and a double XL. Right now, these are one-off because we're gonna redesign it. We're gonna upgrade this a little bit. But we have these. They're hoodies. And they're flexible, very light, thin. If you don't know, it's the new thing that kids are wearing these days. But I think everybody's wearing it. Anyways, you get to wear your heart on your sleeve. Isn't that a fantastic, genius idea? Holy crap. If anyone talks to you and talks some smack, you can just throw up your heart, and just that's enough. And so it's Casino Quest Las Vegas. And so what do they call these things now besides the hoodies, the real light ones? I've seen them in the store. We've seen them in the window. Not ours, obviously, but in one of the stores nearby. They're called something else. They're very light. They're very thin. They're not thick. They're not like a sweatshirt or anything. They're very light.
I have no idea what you're talking
Anyways, it's got an actual hood on it. I don't think it fits over. It does fit over all this hair, by the way. There you go. So it's got an actual hood.
I can look like I'm robbing people.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, and so those are $35 in the store, and so what we're gonna do is we only have the 5 or 6.
I think it's 5.
All right, F5, whatever. So if we're gonna, I have them right here. I have them right next to me. Every one of these. So by some miracle, if someone decides to give us a $50 super chat, because we get 30% goes to YouTube, we'll send one of these out to you. You got to pick a size. So whoever, like I said, we only have how much? We only have 2 mediums, 2 larges, 1 XL, and 1 double XL. So you got to claim it and say super chat for the whatever we have, and then that's it.
First come, first serve.
First come, because once we sell these, once we're done with this, we're coming out with another one. We're gonna evolve these a little bit. So these are gonna be couture.
Christopher
basically.
Bird Trucking says no fat guy sizes. What? WTF?
We got double XL. That says because
no,
this came in
we'll
limited.
get bigger sizes.
We'll go once we go to the full run.
This was just kind of like a first run type of thing.
This was a test run.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go all the way up.
Desi asked, how much for the hoodie on sticky?
Oh my god.
This is a small, so if you could fit it, I'd be surprised.
It is a small. Yeah. Do they want you with the hoodie? Because we could, we'll talk later.
I'm good. So someone said CQ Hub. Oh my god.
CQ what?
Hub?
This is like
CQ
QVC.
Hub?
This is like CQ Hub.
CQ Hub, like the P Hub.
A P Hub?
I can't say it on YouTube.
Orange
YouTube?
I'm lost.
Orange
I'm way
YouTube?
too old for this crap. Orange YouTube? Anyways. CQ
There you
Hub.
Go.
Now I
There
get
you
it.
go.
Oh my god. Swear to
just
God.
took you
Why did
like-
that take such a minute?
Someone said, is the
Listen.
mannequin included?
Yeah, the mannequin. No. Hey, listen, we recovered the mannequin from a store that went out of business, and it was literally 2 of them were downstairs in this pile when we first moved in here. And we kept going down to this elevator. I kept telling Alex, I'm like, look at all that stuff there. It looks like it's free. It's just there. And Alex is like, no, that's some store's stuff. You can't touch that. But it looks like right out in the middle. It looks like free. You know what I mean? When people push stuff outside their house and you can just pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. It's amazing the kind of stuff they have here. All these stores. Well, the stores that were going out of business left a bunch of stuff. Oh my God, we scored some nice stuff. Displays, everything. All right, you ready? Okay, so there's that hoodie. The other thing we have is, do we have the meter for your 21st birthday? So Dennis's 21st birthday is that's it. It's not even at the halfway mark. We're at the halfway mark to the 1K.
Yeah, no,
we got over 500 now. We got 550. We got
570.
570.
So Linda gave me $20 for the.
Oh really?
For the birthday fund, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
She handed me cash.
She handed you the cash when she was here? Holy smokes. Linda, by the way, fantastic. Linda S. came in, stopped by, said hello. A Keno player.
Oh, my God.
Keno player. We shared a moment.
We shared a moment?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Come on. Keno community, dude, is tight. Tight. Needs good representation, man. It hasn't been well represented.
Too many innuendos right
now. Anyways, yeah. So we love you, Linda. Thank you for the Rio tokens, by the way. That was fantastic. Slot tokens from back in the day. Absolutely fantastic. We can't wait for this new company to get around to actually renovating the place, because that would be nice. I'm sure they're waiting for a whole pandemic thing to get over. Hey, what do you got? What kind of graphic are you working on now, buddy? The D&D graphic? Are you trying to fill it in? Because
I'm updating.
It's a little past. It's overdue. So we're gonna do an epic party for one way or the other for Sticky for his 21st. It's the end of March. Jet 2, by the way, it's his birthday too, right?
Yeah, it's his birthday 2 weeks before
days
mine.
after you or before you?
2 weeks before mine.
Before yours?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's gonna lose out, man, because that's too early. We gotta plan it for that day. We'll be like, here's Dennis +1. You know what I mean? All right. Are you ready? we're gonna move on to the Casino Quest thing, I think. What else do we have? Oh, the very last thing before we get to the actual show and Cheap Vegas is we are working with our friend John, 21 Fun, and we're putting together somewhat of like a concierge service. So we've actually had a few people.
Before you go too deep into this, I have to say this. We got a $20 super chat from Christopher Bertruck. He says, Dennis's B-Day fun, no dang Keno.
Oh, yeah. Can we ban him from the channel? I know, we love him, though. Hey, yeah, no, he's already out of Keno. He doesn't understand Keno. He doesn't get it. Trust me, he's going straight to the dice table, and he's still working on what strategies. By the way, he's going to be a fantastic dealer. He's already coaching here. I mean, it's quite something. He knows a lot. I mean, he's been with me a lot, but he's gonna be a fantastic dice dealer. He does his check drills every day, so it's pretty fantastic. Okay, so I'm working with John. For those of you who put in for the whole affiliate thing, we're going to resend you a link here in the very, very near future. That link is going to go to a site that me and our Casino Quest and 21 Fun have been working together. So the first time we went about this, I don't think it was, the clarity wasn't there. Some of the expenses weren't sort of outlined as well as they should be. So we have now streamrolled this and made it much more accessible. We have some very affordable options for starting your own casino fun night. And we are putting together a concierge service and a monthly event for people that want to come to Vegas. So you're going to be able to do some type of Casino Quest themed themed adventure. I don't know, whatever you call it. So let's say, for example, you love craps. You want to come out here and play craps, learn craps, whatever the case is. We have another location here at the mall that some of you have actually visited that we have sort of locked up, and we're going to be using, and we're going to be booking out that space. So we're going to find you the cheap rooms. Speaking of cheap Vegas, if you want to come to Vegas and save money on the rooms, entertainment, food, we're going to be putting together midweek packages with the help of our casino partners that you guys will be able to plug into, along with like a monthly meetup. So when you come out here, it'll be themed. If you're a roulette player, if you're a crash player, God forbid you're a Keno player, because that'll be big. Imagine that. That'll be the biggest event. Maybe not. But anyways. So beyond that, we are working on a number of different markets. So people that are, we have people in San Antonio. We have people in Houston. Texas is big. We have a lot of people in Texas who feel like 21 Fun or a casino fun night company would be fantastic. And we're going to provide material support. If you want myself or Alex to host, we'll be available to host. We'll also be available to tie in casino properties that we work with here in Vegas. Yeah. We have the YouTube channel. We'll be able to work with you with that to help promote your space. We're going to have challenges. It's going to be this sort of whole network of opportunities that together we can build. And again, it can start at a very small business opportunity with a very small investment, with just you, maybe your wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, something like this, 1 or 2 tables, and they're portable tables, so you could throw them back in the back of your minivan, and create a great experience for your customers and guests. Or if you're in the neighborhood, you want to build something bigger, you'll have the opportunity to build something bigger and have national support. You have me and Sticky, and you'll have John, who has built literally the most fantastic fun night company you can imagine. 600 events a year he does.
Really?
$1 million business. Yeah.
Holy
$1 million in revenue. Yep. Big. So John's big, and John knows how to make this work. He's like us. He's all about people. And he wants to see other people, prosper and create opportunity for themselves, And as we do that, the money comes, right? So, if we stay focused, you stay focused on the people, everything else comes behind it. You're gonna, you run into some, A's on the way, and some road bumps. Let's put it that way. But those road bumps, you get, once you go over them, you're past and move on. All right, what are you laughing at, young man? What's going on?
Has
anybody noticed how swole I look? Huh, Alex said something? Our Alex?
No. Someone said, will Alex host in buttercream? Asking for a friend.
Alex will be bent over for the whole event. Okay, that's true. He knows how to spread them like no one else, okay? He can spread his butter. He can butter the roll. That used to be an expression,
Really?
Butter your roll.
What does that
mean?
Wink,
wink. I can't say that right now. I can't talk about that. That's, if you wanted someone to butter your bread or butter your toast, or butter your roll. You'd be like, wink, wink. Meanwhile, I'm thinking you're going to actually put butter on my toast. Whatever you do, by the way, if you go to the deli on Rancho, don't ask for extra butter.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap.
Okay, no. This is actually a pretty funny story. This is a pretty funny story.
Yeah.
So we get bagels at this deli here in Vegas, right? We walk up and David usually gets butter because it's less fat. He helps.
I'm trying to lose weight. I'm down 12 pounds. 12 pounds. Go ahead.
But he goes up and I knew that he was gonna be screwed with the second. He was like, yeah, I want lots of butter, just butter. And then she's like, yeah, lots of butter. And I was
Butter
like,
me
oh
up.
crap.
Yeah.
And so they give him the bagel, and the butter's so thick it looks like cream cheese.
Yeah, I thought they put cream cheese on it. I couldn't believe it was just butter. I was like, dude, that's a lot of butter. I don't think they had any butter left.
And the best part about it all is like David couldn't say anything.
I can't complain. I asked for extra butter. I didn't mean all the extra butter, just a little extra butter. My God, swear to God, butter my roll means it took on a new life. All right, well, anyways, here we go. Here, let's get to my great slideshow. Is that everything? I think we got through all this stuff. Now let's get to Cheap Vegas. As we go down.
Someone wants us to talk about the oof hats.
The which one?
The oof hats.
I know. Well, listen to this. A fan sent this. Are they tired of seeing all my hair?
No. They want. I'm guessing they want to buy
making
the
this,
oof hat.
but so we're redesigning it a little bit. Yeah. So we have these coming. Oof. We're redesigning a little bit because we're adding the whole Casino Quest flair. But believe it or not, like a lot of companies are having. Oh, now I gotta wear a hat. Holy crap! Swear to God. There we go. Oof. A lot of companies are having logistical issues with supplies. I mean, it's amazing. Double XL shirts, for example, is like sold out in like every color. It's been tough ordering stuff. We even have some of our crap supplies are limited because we're waiting for the boat to get here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the boat's been like delayed, or maybe they ran out of gasoline, or they had to jump ship. I'm not sure. Maybe pirates took over. I have no idea. Even some flavors at the frozen yogurt place are limited because of like supplies. But yeah, these oof hats are coming, dude. It just makes sense. We have a few interesting hats on our way, but we were trying to get the new e-commerce site up today, but it turns out there's a little more configuration that needs to be done. But we're hoping to have it done by this week. We have 2 websites coming out. Actually 3. We have the concierge one for the affiliate day. We have the new e-commerce site because our store sucks. Yeah. We use Wix, and the built-in store is just terrible. It's not even representative of most of the crap that we have here at Casino Quest. So you're welcome to always just ask us, hey, you got this, you got that. You never know what we'll have. And then we have a new CEG Dealers website coming out too to make it, big upgrades.
A lot nicer sites.
A lot nicer sites, yeah. But it's been a lot of work, and we've been busy. We've had a whole bunch of new students sign up, so everything's been pretty busy. So, okay, you ready? Let's get to this wonderful slideshow. You ready?
Yeah, sure.
It starts with Cheap Vegas, and then I'm gonna scroll down. I'm gonna go through these slides quickly. Can I go through the slides, or do you go through them? Just put up slide number 2. Okay. Here you go. You want cheap stuff to do? Come over to Casino Quest. Save your bankroll. $20 an hour.
Be in here.
Huh?
I knew this was gonna be in here.
Well, yeah, it has to be there. And memberships. So here's the deal. Our costs are going up. We're probably gonna go to $25 per hour, which isn't a lot. Come on now. But we will have memberships where you can pre-buy. Those of you used to doing 20 per hour, you'll have that option. So you'll be able to go 20 per hour. You'll just pre-buy the hours if you're here on a regular basis. Is what I'm seeing what they're seeing?
Yeah, I had to go get the control panel. Don't worry about
okay.
it.
Are we good? All right.
Yeah, we're good.
But memberships are coming, so there's that. Those of you regulars or locals still be at 20. But if you're a tourist, we're gonna jack some rates for you. We still have cheap drinks though. Cheap drinks here. We got a nice big ass fridge, and we got wonderful sodas that have been selling out. We got the Mexican Cokes. Everybody loves the Mexican Cokes.
Yeah, those things sell like hotcakes.
It really is something else. We got to keep refilling the Mexican Coast. It's fantastic. Okay, next up, I got the 8-foot craps table kit, and this is for those of you looking for a cheap craps table. We're working on making this a kit for
by the way, this is really cool table.
It's a fantastic table. and it lights up. The LED thing will be optional, but the kit comes, so the table comes apart in quite a few pieces, makes it easily shippable and transportable. It's not as easily transportable as John's tables. If you're a fun night company, he has a craps table that's like snap, 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 and comes together and goes apart. But this table has legs. It's fantastic. We had a guy design this table. We showcased it for him. One of our dealers worked for him, and he gave this to us for free because good people kind of thing. Good people. It's a good people network is what it is. We should just call that. We should make that a thing, the good people network. Okay. Next
Mr.
up.
Ken, no, it's not just the Raiders. We can change the layout. It's not
you saw that? Wow. You were 1 of 10 of dude. How did you peer in and see that? They could see that? The Raiders thing?
I don't know how I saw it.
Wow, that's eagle eye. Holy smokes. Good job. Wow. I mean, yeah, it's got a Raiders Casino Quest logo. Okay. Next up is the next slide. Let's just say, again, let's thank DJ Spam, Snapper, Basil, John, and Linda S. Look at that. Thank you guys very much for all your contributions, everything you've done for the school, for Casino Quest, for my coin collection. Let's not forget Craps Hawaii. Thank you, Mel. Hawaii Crap Shooter. We got Let It Roll. All these are wonderful channels. And so there you go. So we have quite a few people who have submitted stuff. I got Mel's coin at home. And I keep forgetting to bring it back, but I brought it home because that's the one coin I didn't want anybody to take. Okay, next up, there's our Casino Quest new inventory. These are cheap. This is cheap Vegas, still in the vein. Most of what you see here is $5 or $10. Well, okay, not the Viva Las Vegas thing. That's not cheap. That was handmade, by the way. It's a 3D laser art thing, and I took this in the. This is the window, so that big Casino Quest logo is just I took it from the window. But we have the Bitcoin thing. All right, hey, if we get to 100 likes, we're giving away this $1,000 gold flaked. What did he say? Gold plated, gold flake. Anyway,
I think it's gold plated.
With one of our chips. With one of our chips, you can pick the color, whatever color you want, and we're gonna send that off to you. Okay. And then next up is cheap inventory. So we have a whole bunch of stuff. We've got fuzzy dice, dude. For those of you who remember fuzzy dice, and the fuzzy dice are how much? $5, $2, $3? Cheap. Everything here is cheap. $3. The most besides those layouts are not as cheap. They're $55 for these new layouts. We have a new supplier, but the layouts alone minus the thing, which we're working on getting those up on the site. They're fantastic player dealer layouts. We have Blackjack, Bach, Roulette, Craps. So yeah, we've got shuffle pads, layout, pro cards. We have the reusable poker cards, all cheap. And by the way, these are waterproof cards too. By the way, waterproof, reusable. All right, let's move it on. And there we go. The next one, slide number 8. We got Sticky in his hoodie. Both of those are cheap, Sticky and the hoodie.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
That is terrible. That is terrible. And anyways, look at that. Ready? Go down one more. Yeah, look at that. Brandy designed that. Look at that Poker Degen Skull shirt. That's pretty cool. We had someone come in and buy that one. Saw it from the window, came in and bought it. It's kind of cool. And then the next one is Up All Night Bella Canvas ring spun. Oh my God, it's like all right, ready? Then very next slide is cheap.
I'm gonna pause you for a second because everyone's asking about the craps table.
Oh really? Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Everyone's asking what's the price.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We're trying to get the price point. Believe it or not, 8-foot, fully convertible, collapsible, lit up craps table. We're trying to get in around the 2,500 mark. So that's the goal. It's an 8-foot, very sturdy. It's well made. It comes as is everything. And no, you need to get the chips. The chips and the layout's going to be separate. But but that's going to be for the base table because everybody's got their own layouts they want to do, whatever the case is. But we're going to try to come up with the whole thing for let's say under $3,000. You get the table, you get the chips, you get a layout. That's the goal. So we're in communication. In fact, we even have a mini version. Actually, it's on the back. We had a mini version we're going to use as a display to say, hey, we have these available. But yeah, it's a fantastic table. And they have 8 feet table. This is an 8-foot table, and they have 8-foot tables now at a few properties, believe it or not. So it's not the worst thing to practice on if you're looking for a rig. But if you want to play from home, you want to deal some dice and play some strategy, this is a fantastic table. I should have taken a picture of the tub, like the inside, but anyways. Yeah.
Let's see. You already answered the question about the layouts.
Yep.
DJ Spam, it is $25 an hour per person, not per group.
Yeah, $25 an hour per person. Yep.
Toothpick Ted asks, what's the size of the craps layout? All of that table specifically.
So it's obviously sized down. You know what? I'm not sure. The apron on this table is not all that long. So my guess is maybe 120 inches, maybe just a little bit longer than the table because the table is 96 inches. The interior of the tub is about a little bit less than that. Maybe, not sure exactly. I'm guessing 110, 112 because some of the layouts that come out for standard for these smaller tables are made down to that scale. So don't know.
No, he was talking about the layouts actually for sale.
Oh, the layouts? Oh, the layouts are either 3 foot by 4 feet, right? Or 3 foot by 2 feet.
Yeah, I think it's 3 foot by 4 feet. But for the craps one.
But the craps and roulettes are bigger. The blackjack and Bach are smaller. So they'll stretch out and fit on a. See how that craps layout? I think it's 4 by 3. And then the other ones are 3 by 2, right? Does that sound right? 3 feet by 2 feet? That sounds about right. And they're full color, and this is professional grade felt. So that's the difference. If we just printed it on like a sheet, obviously it'd be cheaper, but this is the same felt that's used on tables at casinos. And that's what makes it a little more expensive. So our real cost for these is around $40, give or take, depending upon the layout. And we try to make $10 or $15 on these kinds of items. We're not doing 60% markups because that's absurd. Nobody wants 60% markups. So we try to keep it. Now, originally we had another supplier who was a bit more expensive, and so our costs were a bit higher. We weren't making a whole lot on those kits, believe it or not. And the dice, if you should know, I mean, like the serialized acrylic dice aren't cheap either. So, whenever you get to like the casino grade level and the dice are micable, where they're exactly perfect, things like this is where the real cost comes in. You can't just, order, and on top of that, we can't afford to order, 1,000 of these at a time and lower. We order, on the layouts, we order maybe 4 or 5 sheets of each game. Yep. And that gives us 3 or 4 per sheet. So once we get enough of these sold, obviously we can increase our orders and start plugging away.
Plus, we try to make it relatively affordable for people getting into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we're trying to get cheaper sources. So if you're interested in a layout, you want to practice at home, it's good to have a layout. Other than a marker and some stuff. Okay, are you ready? All right. What else we got? Anything else? Because we're about to get to the other parts of Cheap Vegas.
Someone's asking have we ever thought of selling what goes underneath the craps layout?
The filament?
Yeah, the filament.
Yeah, so no, only because that you can get pretty easily. People go about that different ways. I'll honestly, I think you should get newspaper. You layer the newspaper based on your needs, and that's almost all you need. I mean, many cases. So getting the rubber filaments and some of the other sources, those things came out later because people had a need, but in many cases, most casinos just have double layouts underneath, or they have newspaper, construction paper, something like this.
Just depends on how bouncy you want the table.
Yep. Back in the day, I mean, when I was working at the Gold Coast, I watched 2 places. I watched them switch the layout. Golden Gate, I saw them switch the layout, and it was just another layout underneath that. At the Gold Coast, when they pulled it off as newspaper, they used newspaper underneath, and it was pretty fantastic. Yeah. All right, ready? All right. What else? Any more questions? Hello, guys.
Someone's asking about TQ branded dice.
Yep. So the CQ dice, we're working on a supplier. Hey, man, welcome. That's been the big thing. So we hear that some of the supply routes have been limited, and us finding the source to get the dice where they make sense. If we get the dice, I have a supplier where we could resell the dice for like a lot, and it doesn't make sense to me to. You can't have one set of dice that's a lot cheaper that put our logo on it and it's double.
Yeah.
Even though some people might pay it, I don't. I want us to have things that are affordable and as accessible as possible. But we definitely want to have a logo dice, 100%. So we'll have it here at the store, maybe even some Vegas dice because they are popular. Just as a thing. What else?
That's it for now. We can
really
move forward. Yeah.
But we appreciate all your suggestions. Anything that we want to make the store a success. We have another. We got these cool little light. Oh, they could see that. See? Oh, fantastic. We got a whole set of these. Look, $3.
Ooh, someone asked where Lauren is.
Lauren is working. Lauren?
Yeah.
Lauren's working. I mean, she works now, I think. 6 o'clock. No, she's sleeping. She's waking up. I think she works at 8. Can they see this?
Yeah, they can see it. It's a little blurry. Here, I'll move it closer.
Yeah. So we have these, for those of you who like to be all neoned up and lit up, look at those. Those are dice. So we're going to have these for $3. We're getting them in. A supplier is working with us to get them cheap. As cheap as anywhere else, by the way. So you can find these around, but we'll have them just as cheap as everyone else and still make a little money. So it's fantastic. We're going to have these for here. So basically $3 a piece, or we're going to either do 4 for $10, or you buy 4, you get 1 free, something like this. But they're a lot of fun if you want to get, crazy. I don't know. Okay, ready? We'll get to Cheap Vegas, or we got more questions?
Cheap Vegas. Let's
Cheap
go.
Vegas, coming in. All right, so this we thought we would do. If we haven't met, I identify as a coupon, just so we're clear. I'm always looking for discounts. I sort of stopped using Groupon because sometimes I would do the Groupon and then I would never go to the place. By the way, I still have a Groupon for this Mexican restaurant I literally never went to. They're supposed to give me the Groupon. Anyway, so for some of you out there know what I'm talking about. Groupons is great for like cosmetic stuff and facials. Wow, we just filled up. Holy smokes!
Yeah,
big ass
randomly
group
too.
came in. Okay, so here's what we're gonna start with. I'm gonna start with cheap activities for those of you who like to get out, and we'll get to we're gonna get to tables. We're gonna do cheap tables. We forgot the cheap rooms thing, but we're gonna tell you about the cheap rooms. Me and Sticky, we have one place to go to for the best room in town.
For the cheapest price.
Room. We both agree for the best price. But anyways, we'll get to that last. So here's some activities. First of all, Las Pradas Golf Course. It's not that far away. It's a little far away. It's north of the Strip. Actually, it's kind of far away. No,
oh my God. Is it far away?
It's towards North Las Vegas. It's going to cost an Uber probably $10, $12, something like this. But if you like golf, Matthew suggested this place. He was able to get on the course. It was $30. He got a hot dog and a beer along with his. He got to do all 18 holes, and it's a nice course. People have said good things. It's it's not a private. It's a public course. It's publicly available. It's not private, so it's not perfect, but it's nice. And $35. Just so you know, like. They have rates before 11 when everybody golfs out here in Vegas. And then as the day moves on, the rates get less because when it's 110 degrees outside, oof is a oof. And so I've heard of a golf course, not a buddy of mine and his friend showed up at a golf course one day. It was the hottest day it was like 118 degrees. And they're like, listen, we want to do 18 holes. They're like, no kidding. So the deal was, listen, you go use the golf course as long as we don't have to go outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was it. So they're like, yep, sure, just help yourself. There was 0 people. Who wants to golf in 118-degree weather? Holy crap. All right. So there's that. So that's number 1. That's cheap activity. We're going to get to some cool stuff here because I want to point out things that people miss. So the other thing that's pretty exciting, I think, is the Springs Preserve. That's the next one. This is activities. We're gonna sort of get to closer to the Strip here in a second, but so the Springs Preserve is very close. It's about I would say about a 2-mile car ride.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
It's the 95 North in Valley View. It's very quick to get to, whether you're at downtown or you're on the Strip, and if you have kids or you're interested in the whole you want to learn about the desert. Not that everyone has to learn about the desert, but here, it's 180 acres. They have 3 miles of trails. They have these really cool interactive gardens. They teach you about, water conservation, obviously, but the kinds of things that grow in the desert. For those of us who don't know what to grow or what even to keep as plants, it's interesting tutorial on like what kind of plants will grow, or the best type of plants to have. Given that we don't have a lot of water. Pardon?
They got a train.
Yep, they even have an ADA garden. For those of you who ADA means a disability garden. It's quite an inventive place. Again, it's managed by the Las Vegas Water Department. It's $10 for adults. It's $5 for children. You can do all year round. I don't know anybody who's a member, but all year round you can go there for $30. And they do have some cool walking trails. So that's where the membership could come in use. If you're here local, and you live in Vegas, and you want to go to a nice sort of secluded trail that's semi-private because you'd be all members only kind of thing. They have some very cool trails. So. The very next slide.
Before you move on, they also have a farmer's market in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Really?
I put 110 acres, but I think it's 100. The 110 acres is the trail part, but the whole place is 180 or so acres. But again, 3.5 miles of trail, plenty of time, plenty of areas to walk, and of course they have, all this. I wouldn't say a lot to see, but there's enough to see. The next one is the Botanical Gardens, and. The very next one, go to the next one. Keep going.
Keep going?
Yep, there you go. So this won an award as one of the top 10 North American gardens. And so if you're into gardens and you want to see how your garden holds up, there you go. Here's a botanical desert garden. So pretty cool. All right. The last thing is this Origin Museum they have that you can access as a member. It's got some old railroad stuff, some... things that lived here. It's got a natural history museum, and it's got a Martin Sheen narrated thing about water conservation, things that grow for more, and a Hoover Dam exhibit as well. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, cheap, $10. You could probably spend a good couple hours. I don't know what your kids get them. All right. Ready? Let's get to the strip. Here we go. This is our new favorite, Pinball Hall of Fame, for a few reasons. One is these guys are all about people. So they opened this business as a 501c. It's a charity. It's literally a nonprofit.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
All the profits go to charities. And it's 25,000 square of pinball joy. So if you've ever been a pinball player like me, dude, I have a whole bunch of pinball machines that I love. My favorite is the Addams Family. And for those of you back in the day, well, the Kiss also came out with a fantastic, the Kiss pinball machine. But you remember that baseball thing with the little flaps that would come out and they would pitch to you, the ball would come out? Dude, this place has literally pinballs from every era. It takes actual quarters. So the older pinball machines there is still a quarter, and I guess some of the new ones are 50 cents. But if you go to, are you on the Pinball Hall of Fame, dude? Next slide.
I was.
No,
I must
not
have
anymore.
on
It says Origin Museum, dude. There you go. Pinball Hall of Fame. Okay.
Oh, I see what happened.
All right, so 25,000 squeeze to pimp. Now, it's right across from Mandalay Bay. So they moved from, they were on East Chop for a minute, longer than a minute. They moved up to across the Mandalay Bay, and at first, they moved like right before the pandemic. They got smacked, and they fell short of the money they needed to get this place up. And the community came out in spades and helped them finish, because these people are good. These are good people. These are people who deserve to have any success that comes their way. I'm so amazed that this type of feature here in Vegas is a nonprofit. So if you get a chance, go to Pinball Hall of Fame and show your support. I know a lot of us are, there's a lot older audience. Some of you will go there. You'll get a lot of nostalgia. And go to the next picture. Next picture.
Do you get to play?
Yeah, you get to play 100%, and you don't just go see. It's every machine there is playable.
Really?
They're all old school. Yep. They have people servicing these, and they take actual quarters. All right, next slide, buddy.
Before I move on, Harut donated $19.99 and said absolutely nothing.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you, sir, very much. All right, appreciate you. All right, ready? Go to the next slide. There you go. See that? All old school. I mean, they have current pinball as well, but it's literally the pinball. You go there to play pinball. see the games that you grew up with and play it out. And they've got everything you can imagine, as many games as possible. 25,000 square feet of nothing but pinball machines that take quarters. So bring your rolls of quarters if you have any sitting around, and go play some pinball. It's fantastic, dude. All right, ready? Okay, let's get to one of the things you guys are all waiting for: cheap tables. Just tables. I didn't even put in the name of the casinos. You ready? All right, cheap tables. Go to the next one. All right, so here in Vegas right now, I used to be able to give you a rundown of what everybody's doing, but let's face it, all the table minimums have gone up. It's hard to find cheap tables. The one place, amazingly, that has kept tables low, you just had to wait sometimes, is Ellis. They've kept a $5 table they're running. Now, I've heard that they have gone up sometimes. They do go up to a higher limit sometimes, but for the most part, if you're looking for a lower limit table, Ellis is going to have it. It's just off the strip. It's on Flamingo and Koval. You can almost walk there if you're walking down from Bally's. You just go to Bally's, you walk down, just keep going. You'll see it there on your right. Or you can just take an Uber or a taxi. It's pretty close. Now, the next place with the cheapest tables would be Oyo, which used to be the Hooters, right? Used to be the Hooters. And before that, it was a San Remo, for some of you who have been around a while. And if you're on the strip, you're sometimes get lucky at the Cromwell. So if it's during the daytime, before they've gone to swing shift, you might be able to belly up and find a table that's maybe $10, $15 at Cromwell. And then they'll switch them. Hopefully, if you're there already, you get grandfathered in. But I was lucky enough on a Sunday afternoon to find a $10 table at Cromwell. So
really?
Yeah.
By the way, for Ellis, I've heard that usually if you're looking for that $5 game, come in during the day if you're a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or usually weekdays they have it at $5.
Yeah. Yep. And they have that yard thing there.
The front yard? The front yard is really good.
Front yard is fantastic food. Get their meat they have this meat platter with prosciutto and cheese. It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah. We picked through that like there's no. I'm not even big on meat. You know what I mean? Balls, yes, but meat, not so much.
But it's like salami and stuff. It's pretty good.
All right. Everybody missed that. Damn it. Okay. Yeah, a lot of salami, dude. A lot of salami. Big salami. Okay. Next up, cheapest tables downtown. Okay, without a doubt, if you're there between Thursday and Sunday, $5 and $10 tables, you're going to find them at the Grand, downtown Grand. I forgot to put downtown Grand on the side. Cheapest tables downtown Grand. There we go. If you're walking down from the plaza, you go to the Fremont, take a left, and you'll see it there. Pizza Rock, in that picture, as you know, is fantastic pizza, by the way. Not the cheapest pizza, but fantastic pizza.
It's well worth the money.
They do have a deal. They have a New York special meal deal. It's like $30. You get this big, fantastic box of pizza.
A salad.
A salad. What else? Wasn't there something else?
Meatballs.
And meatballs for $30. An order of meatballs. We didn't even finish it, 3 of us.
Yeah, no, it's a huge pizza, dude.
And just don't discount the salad. You know, a lot of times you go to pizza places and you're like, dude, salad, really? Come on. Who has... The salad was really fantastic.
They added this fantastic cheese to the salad.
Dude, the salad was good. We actually ate through the salad first before we even got the pizza. It was quite stunning. I thought it was going to be an afterthought, but no. Anyways, and the meatballs are good too. Okay. So there you go. The runner-ups would be El Cortez is the answer. El Cortez. Although their tables have been a little bit higher. It's absolutely amazing. I can't believe it. I mean, the table limits here have been just ridiculously. But anyway, so the El Cortez would be the runner-up.
Is there $1 blackjack at the Grand? Some people are saying there's $1 blackjack.
Not anymore. We haven't heard that. Believe it or not, their pit is only open Thursday through Sunday. They don't even have a weekday pit anymore. So back when they did have weekday pit, they had $1 blackjack. But we heard that's been discontinued. So don't quote me, but we heard that it's been discontinued. At one point they were reaching out to us for dealers, and then they just limited their pit. So their pit's only open Thursday to Sunday. And we'll have to go down there and see about dice, because we heard one day they weren't able to open a dice game. I'm not sure if that's true, but we'll see. But I love the Grand. I really wish it was if I was gonna stay somewhere downtown, I'd probably look at the Grand rooms first. Although I do think they need to come down in price. But okay, ready? Any questions about cheap tables? By the way,
someone said El Cortez has $15 limits on the weekends. Wow, really?
Oh my God, yeah, it's amazing, dude.
Holy smokes, El Cortez?
It makes no sense. Who's playing at $15? Like, who are they holding out for? Who is holding out? I can understand if you're on the strip, you got enough traffic coming through, you can hold out for some $15 players. But how many of those are downtown heading down to the El Cortez? It just doesn't make any sense. But you know what? Every table game director has their own thing going on. So there you go. Here's the other thing, and this is what one of our fans brought up the other day, is like is managing the action. Like, just because when you raise these limits and you're expecting action at a different level, you might not have the dealers to meet the need. You know what I mean? So, not gonna want to burn down the El Cortez, but I don't know how many of those dealers can deal at scale. I mean, maybe they can, but a lot of us that are pretty intense players. Our expectations may be a little higher. We don't want to have to walk the dealer through every bet we make on the table at $15, especially when they started out as a $1 dealer. They're used to the dollar bets or $3 bets. You follow? So I'm not sure how much actual 15. This is the problem. These higher limit tables have eliminated lots of strategies. So most people can't afford to play at that level. We played a little back in the day when they had bird games, 25-cent tables. You bought it for $100. You could play strategies left and right. You had a lot of flexibility in how you worked a crap table. The higher the limit, the less opportunity there is. You're fixed to certain types of bets that are within that budget. Your budget now is strained. Unless you're like, got a ton of money and you're parking your Ferrari at the valet at El Cortez and rolling in with your big fat wad, right? Yeah. Not everybody has a big fat wad. You know what I mean?
Plus, it's the type of player you attract, right? So like a $3 game attracts a different player than a $15 game.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So a place like the El Cortez is not attracting a different player. It's the same player, but they're forcing him to belly up. I mean, some of those players, they got to turn them upside down and get that $15 out. I mean, what do they have, like one bet in the field and they're in one and done? God. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if I'm at the Aria, the Bellagio, I got $15 tables all day long. I got people buying it for $2,000, $3,000. A guy comes in with $100 and at a $15 table. What are you gonna play? Iron Cross, 6 and 8. Yeah. You're gonna be in and out, 3 hands. This is why I don't choose to play it. I can't create opportunity at these high limit tables for myself unless I somehow get wealthier. I could buy in for more money because bankroll is important, and how you structure your strategy is important based on your bankroll, right? Yeah. You fall outside those norms, and then what are you gonna do?
That's true. I mean, plus a $5 player is gonna look for that $5 table,
Dude, the best strategies start at $5 tables, dude. I can get the table limit in 7 rolls. You know what I mean? I need the right shooter. I don't need. Anyways, I can go on forever about this. It's starting to piss me off. I'll be honest with you. I don't understand. I get it at the center strip, or really high traffic casinos, but the rest of them that just sit around looking at each other, the thumbs up there, what's waiting for $15 players just seems a little silly. They're just trying to take advantage of the trend that there is now. But ultimately, that doesn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? Then you run off. Then what are you doing? You're waiting for what? That's why you have to love Ellis Island. Throughout all of it, they've kept their tables low, even when they could have been through the roof. That place is becoming popular. Ellis Island used to be where everybody paid off their boxmen back in the day. That's the truth. As a dice dealer, if you were a dice dealer back in the day and you had a table game where it went table for tokes, you met your boxmen. I did it. I met the one time ever I put money in an envelope for a box person. I had just gotten hired at the IP. I won't name any names, and I was really just confused about the whole thing, to be honest with you. And sure enough, that's where it took place. He wanted his cut, and he made things easy and helped us get tokes. That's how they felt about it. But back in the day, that was a dealer's joint.
Yeah.
And it's always had great food. It's always been well known. They used to have this barbecue chicken thing out of their restaurant that people would wait. It was on Wednesdays, I believe. People would wait forever, dude. I mean, literally, lines out the door, people waiting. But yeah, anyways, so Ellis, good on you, Ellis.
Oh, this is what I'll say from a perspective who's never gambled.
Huh?
This is what I'll say from the perspective of someone who's never gambled.
Okay.
$15 tables kind of gatekeep from adding new players. You know what
No,
I mean?
that is a gatekeeper, 100%. Because I'm not playing $15 tables. I go to the Strat, for example, because they give us a $5 table.
Yeah.
But their table limits go up there because they have the demand for it and they have the player act. But I can't play out most of my systems on $15 table. It doesn't make any sense. I'd be in $96 across, and then what am I? I'm in $100 bill each roll. I'm out in 2 rolls, 3 rolls.
Yeah.
You follow? I'm just not that kind of player. I
mean,
I don't want to invest that much. Now, Keno.
Oh my.
Keno. Even 25 cents is absurd. $5 a pull. I don't want to do $5 a pull. That's why I do 10 cents. I do $2 hands. That's it. You know what I mean? That's what I can afford. That's what my budget allows. That's what my strategy allows. And good on you, everybody, compounding your numbers and sharing those wins with me. We got a few people who have just scored this weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolute scores, dude. I should do a shout out, by the way. A few people went through my dice class recently. I have Dice with David on Tuesdays and Fridays. Carol and her husband were here working on their system. I think she's probably out there. Hi, Carol. And won, I think, a total of 6,000, give or take.
6,000, I think.
6,000. Because, you know, the only thing she lacks, she goes out and she rolls, but she lacked a disciplined approach to the right shooter, and that's what we gave her. And we had another guy, too, reach out, Jim. Man, I don't know how we miss you. We get a lot of bot spam, by the way, submitted to Casino Quest sometimes. So some of these messages get sort of buried.
Yep.
But he was I mean, a lot of times you just need to, even if you know dice and you're trying to work on some kind of a new level, or you want to get more discipline, or you want to work out a more structured type approach to gaming, just period. You know, doing it here, it's the cheapest $20, $25 you'll ever spend, because you can see how the money goes. You can literally put yourself in action and drill it into your brain. This is how I can play. And that might change. We have a local that comes in often, and you know he changes up his strategy a little bit. He comes, works it out, practices it, then bam, goes to the casino and knocks it out. Right? Doesn't always knock it out, but we'll pretend that he does. All right. Anyways, all right. Ready? Do we say 100 likes? We're giving away this and any color check you want. One that we have, obviously. If we get to 100 likes, are we anywhere close to 100 likes? Nobody wants our $1,000 gold flake bill. And anyone that does a $50 super chat, we got these. Can they see these? One of these is going out there. This is couture.
It's the one I'm wearing.
This is couture. So in the size, we only have, well, that's the only small. We only have 2 mediums, 2 large, an XL, and a double XL. So only those sizes. You'd have to do the $50 super chat. Shout out. Well, they're $35 here, and after YouTube takes their cut, that's what the $50 is. But anyways, all right. We're going to try to sell them. We've got only those 5, and then we're going to go with a whole run, and then we'll offer them on the website. They're going to be $35 retail. So, all right, ready? Okay, moving on. Cheapest tables.
A couple of things.
Go.
Someone's asking about the table minimums at South Point. I think last I heard it was $10.
$10. Yep. Reliably $10. I've heard some people come across a $5, but I don't think so. I'm not sure if that was correct. I think $10 is pretty realistic. South Point's pretty busy. Their action stays pretty intense. That's not the worst thing, by the way, $10 tables. It does make some strategies a little tough to play. But South Point, fantastic casino. It's come up in the world. They used to have Penny Keno, and then they got rid of the bank that I used to play.
Oh, you know what we completely forgot?
Who?
Jerry's Nugget.
We did forget Jerry's Nugget. Jerry's Nugget has $5 and $10 games. Like almost all the time. You can find a cheap game. And they put in an Amazon hub across. They cleaned up the whole area. So if you haven't seen it in a while, not so much the inside's been renovated, but the outside is much cleaner. It's not, the neighborhood has gotten a lot better. Amazon hub, they have this, one of those street washers going round and round and round, like a whole army of them. So it's quite something to see that improvement. By the way, it's right by Sticky's house. He can get his Amazon delivery time frame is like, if you order now, it can be delivered in the next 3 minutes. Or you can just stop by within 2 minutes, and we'll have it waiting for you outside.
I get same-day shipping now.
He could walk there in 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes walking from his place.
No, it is.
No, seriously, it's quite something. And just so you know, when I go to pick up Sticky, if you arrive at the wrong time, the army of Amazon trucks that are unleashed from that place is quite stunning. It's unbelievable. Like literally, I don't know, 50 vans in a row, and they just line up and take up that whole intersection. Anyways.
JK says, I'm serious. Keep the XL for me. I'll pay retail without the YouTube holding me back. He says he'll be out here at the 7th.
Yep. We're trying to throw them up on the,
On Ecom.
On Ecom. We're good. In the next couple of days, they'll be up there, and then we'll let you guys pre-order. But these first 6, I guess, 6 of them will be essentially couture because there'll be one-offs. So we'll never have the same one again.
These are going to change a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to change a little bit. We're going to evolve. But there's, fantastic.
JTEX Casino says best DD. I'm trying to figure out what the question is.
Maybe he's just excited. This is the best D&D episode ever.
No, but it has a question mark at the end.
Oh, it has a question mark?
Like, is he asking, like, what's the best D&D reviews or what's the best I don't know. No idea. Give me some context, please.
Yeah. If you're asking, like, where I like to play, I'll be honest with you, man. Jerry's Nugget was a lot of fun the other day. We went. The food was fantastic.
Pastries are phenomenal.
Yeah, everything's handmade, which you got to give it to that. And it's old school. If you guys like, home cooked meals, that was the closest to like a home cooked meal.
David didn't have it, but there's great ice cream there, by the way. Go to Jerry's Nugget for the ice cream.
But anyways, yeah. All right, here we go, Ellis, and then we move on to move forward.
Best double deck.
Oh, best double deck?
I have no idea, actually.
That was gonna be like an Alex question. You know where the best? You know when some of the best double deck is in not in town is in Mesquite.
Oh, I know you were gonna say that. Yeah.
And they have Catherine's out there at Casablanca, which is easily my favorite steakhouse, 100%.
I'm guessing that's not really cheap though.
The steakhouse is not cheap. It's like $100 a person. It's a fine dining steakhouse. But if you've never seen jumbo shrimp, listen. I've lived on this earth for 50 years. I've been to a lot of steakhouses that offer jumbo shrimp. And I never had an aha moment or a wow moment when it came to jumbo shrimp until I got to Catherine's. I don't know where they get these shrimp they're curling more weight than me, dude. Okay, these are big fat shrimp. I mean, they would, if I saw them out in like the wilderness or the ocean, they would scare the crap out of me. Oh yeah. They're stirring it up, dude. All right, ready? But the food there is just fantastic, literally. Dennis, you haven't been yet. We're due a comp out there, man.
To Catherine's? No, I keep being told that we're gonna go.
Really, so good. The only place I'll compare it to is the steakhouse at Circus Circus. That's that's probably my favorite steakhouse out here. Or you know what? You know what's amazing is what's come a long way. We're supposed to be talking cheap. Top of the world at Strat.
Top of the world has the double baked potato. A tier. Okay.
They recently upgraded their menu. They had a new chef come in, I don't know, 6 months ago who kind of revamped things. And really, really, if you went maybe a year and a half ago, and you weren't all that impressed, the view, by the way, is stunning. You almost forget what food you're eating just looking out the window. But the food is quite literally insanely good now. They've really upgraded their. It's worth every dollar.
Not really cheap, but
it's not cheap.
I will say, top of the road, they do update their menu every 3 months.
Yep. Yeah.
So if you've been there a couple of months ago,
yep,
it might be a little bit newer.
Well, they update the main staple,
yeah.
Non-staple. They still have the same basic stuff, like the steaks, the same, but some of the fringe things. Some of the foofier items, buddy. Can they see how buff I'm getting? Oh, my God. I mean, it's funny because every time I lose weight, when I get bigger, everyone's like, you're so swole. And then when I get smaller, they're like, what happened to you, David? You're so small. Anyways. You ready, buddy?
Shrimp bigger than Mastro's?
Do what?
Someone asked, bigger shrimp than Mastro's?
Dude, I'm telling you, the biggest shrimp I've ever seen. And trust me, I've been to lots of steakhouses. I've never seen bigger shrimp. I don't know how they do it. I mean, I don't even know if it's shrimp at that point. How do you call it?
It's
shrimp?
Just jumbo?
It's just jumbo. You know what I mean? It's just jumbo fish. Yeah, Catherine's in Mesquite, Casablanca. It's a drive. It's an hour north. It's an hour north of Vegas on the I-15. Great action, low limits. Everything's hand dealt. I think everything is hand dealt. I don't even think they use shoes.
They don't use shoes.
They have fantastic dealers, customer service. I mean, rooms are cheap. So like if you want the whole thing and the golf is cheap, you can get golf packages out there. You can get the whole thing. You can either do, I have friends of mine that come all the way from LA, skip over Vegas, go right out to Casablanca, or they go right out to Mesquite, Virgin River, or Casablanca. And they used to have $89 weekends. You get the room. You get, I've been out there for $100, $99, 2 nights stay on a weekend. They don't have this right now, I don't think, but it's a cheap deal. It's a package deal. You can either get the spa or the golf. So if you're, I have a friend of mine, husband and wife. She gets the spa, he gets the golf. Happy as a lark. They don't even see each other over the nenext 2 days. They literally like, he
you
goes
go that
and does
way, I go this way.
Yep. They literally just go out there and separate. They don't even care. It's a his and his and hers, and you know what I mean. He has a friend. By the way, they have like 16 golf courses out there. Mesquite's just loaded up with golf courses. That's why housing has never been cheap. Everybody retires in Mesquite to golf, Yeah.
By the way, I love that in the podcast we always derail to food. Like that's our our go-to. We derail to food.
We always tangential right to the food. Oh, we don't. You know what we missed out on? We went to a place yesterday, a hole in the wall. Wasn't the cheapest place, strangely enough, for a hole in the wall, but it was Chef Million. Thai food.
Yep, Chef Million Thai food.
It was very sweet. It was good. It was good for being where it was. It was good. Okay, let's get to the cheap food. You ready? All right, we get asked this a lot. Where can I eat cheap? Cheap food. Because if you go on the Strip, everything is at a premium. It's hard to get away from that. Even the McDonald's, you can have the most expensive McDonald's burger, unless I guess if they have a McDonald's in Hong Kong or New York City, but the Strip McDonald's is not cheap. So here's where you go. Guess what? You ready?
How expensive is McDonald's here at the Strip? I've never been to the McDonald's.
I mean, let's just say it's ridiculous. When you get out of that, you're gonna feel dirty when you're walking out of the McDonald's.
Really?
You're very dirty. Yes, yeah. That McDonald's that was on the Strip, there used to be one right across the Riviera. Used to serve pizza, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was so good, dude. They used to have one of the McDonald's on the Strip. Used to be one of their test McDonald's. It was a corporate owned, where they tested all their new food stuff. It was so cool because you could get I even think they had a buffalo thing one time, like a buffalo chicken or a bison thing. I don't know. They always had some unique crap going in under there. But anyways, let's just say there might not be $1 hot and spicy sandwich at the McDonald's on the street. All right, go to the next thing because I could see a little bit of the neon McDonald's.
Bam.
All right, so the cheapest food center Strip, beyond any doubt, is at Casino Royale. And they have a food court in the back of the casino, but off to the side. They claim they have a Denny's and a White Castle. But by the way, Denny's and White Castle are like, no, we're not with them. If you ask. Yeah, there's a little bit of a separation behind. They're really a separate building. So like if you go in because on the Casino Royale website it says Denny's, White Castle as food choices, dining options. And if you call them, they're like, yeah, we're not with that. I actually had to call them to make the distinction. But anyways, so they're not officially part of the Casino Royale brand. But there it is. So they have a food court. You can actually get a foot-long, decent hot dog at Footlong Hot Dogs, is the name of the place. $2.50.
That's on the nose right there.
$2.50, which is, if you're looking for cheap eats, that's cheap eats. I think that some of the food in Casino Royale is literally cheaper than the McDonald's right before it, like quite literally. And then they started the whole White Castle thing on the Strip. They were the first White Castle on the Strip. And when they first installed the White Castle, it was a couple of years ago, there was like a line like you can't imagine for like 4 or 5. It was right after that movie. Remember that movie where that guy, that Indian guy, the other guy, they just tried to get to White Castle? Do you know what I'm talking about? He doesn't know what I'm talking about because he's a bit of a nerd. He doesn't get out, doesn't see movies, but the rest of us, we know what we're talking about. I can't think of the name of it.
I watch more movies
Someone's going to mention it in the thing. They have like this crazy adventure. They get high as a kite. Omar, I think is his name, or something like this.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second and say,
yeah.
100 likes.
100 likes. Holy crap. We got to give away something. See? We're a podcast that actually gives stuff away. So, and if you're listening to this on iTunes or any of those other things, we give away something every week for free. Completely for free. It costs Dennis, but it's free to everybody else.
Oh my God.
Okay, we just take it out of his pay. No, I don't.
I like how someone already said rig, and we haven't even started.
I know. Here we go. We're gonna send this out because I love these things. I don't know why I love them so much, but I think they're so cool. Look at that. It's a $1,000 bill. Come on now, gold flake, $1,000.
Someone suggested the word should be coupon.
We should come up with a gold-plated coupon, which kind of defeats the purpose of the coupon. Imagine that. That would be kind of silly. All right, and a check. So you just tell us what color. Okay, here we're gonna do. All right, what's the? Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be coupon.
So type in coupon in the chat if you want a chance to win.
We're all about the coupon today, and this is free. So 100 likes, fantastic. Here we go, free. Tell me when.
Well, while they're typing in that, is the Denny's at Casino Royale more expensive than a normal Denny's?
100%, but it's not so terrible. It might have actually upgraded. The traffic through that area is insane. But, you know, a lot of people, they thumb their nose at Casino Royale. I'll be honest, the people that work there, it was really, I have some friends who have worked there as both dealers and in the hotel area. And they've always enjoyed it. They have a really, some cool staff. In fact, they had to close their pit down, I believe. I'm pretty sure their pit's closed. But it was one of the friendliest places to deal, you know. It wasn't so much a sleeper. You'd think that a lot of these pits would be, these small pits would be a sleeper, meaning that they make, because they don't use a lot of dealers, they make more money, but this was never one of those, really. But yeah, no, the Denny's isn't all that bad. It's a little, there's a premium, there's no 2, 4, 6 menu, put it that way. So, but yeah, it's not terrible. Yeah.
Okay, tell me when to stop.
Go ahead and stop, buddy. Stop.
1 through 12.
11.
11?
11 is my lucky number.
We got Tony.
Fantastic, Tony.
Tony, you won. I think he's won before, actually.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah,
now you can really say rigged.
Yeah, totally rigged now. We know Tony. Shh. Don't tell anybody. I think he came in last week and we told him, listen, we got you. I know. So he came in, he bought something, and then we're like, listen, it's okay.
Email admin at MyCasinoQuest.
Yep. Have them send it to you, buddy. That way it doesn't get lost in the rest of it. Good Lord. All right.
Bam. If you're disappointed, type rigged in the chat.
It's always rigged. Anytime. Has Alan ever won one of these?
Yeah, he's won one.
He has one? Oh, so it can't be
and then that one time he won, he was like, not rigged, not rigged.
Oh, yeah. I know. Because if Alan wins, you know it's not rigged. All right, ready?
The date. Oh, no, you know what? You know what the real one is when Derek won, because Derek won one. That's how you know it's really not rigged.
No one wants to give anything to Derek, dude. That's setting you back. Yeah, right?
Poor Derek.
Is Derek out there? He's probably out there. He's probably sleeping.
I haven't seen him in the chat in a little bit.
Yeah. No? He probably lost all his money and can't afford his cable. You know what I mean?
Maybe he's watching silently. Just like...
Yeah, he's watching something silently.
Oh, my God.
All right, ready? Here, let's go to the next one. So food court, center strip, if you're down on your pennies and you want to get some food, that's a thing. All right, go to the next one. You ready? Here's the next food court. We had to keep to food court because outside of a food court is... okay, so interestingly, I know too much about this. This is the Showcase Mall. It's in front of the MGM. Behind this mall, by the way, is the MGM Mansion. So if you guys are ever interested in figuring out, if you go to the side of the Showcase Mall, between the Showcase Mall there and the MGM entrance, and you'll see this little driveway, you can wrap it around there, and you'll see these gates, this one big gate that's closed with some cameras. That's access to the MGM Mansion. You cannot get in there as a pedestrian. You have to get in there inside somebody's car, preferably a limousine or some other highline type of vehicle. You won't get in there. You can't just knock on the door because they'll tell you to go away. Now, if you're inside the casino and somehow you make it there, there is a secret door. I've actually been through it. Really? I've exited out the secret, well, sort of. It's like a path. You wouldn't know that leads to the MGM Mansion. It's a very nondescript. You walk to like this little garden from the actual mansion and then into the floor at the MGM. I delivered a car there, two of them actually.
I feel like you just gave like the most secret information. Like MGM's gonna send their agents.
Yeah, well, I mean, this was a while ago. This was like 2008, so things might have changed. But yeah, you can't just walk in. Now, this Showcase was built by Forest City. And I won't go into how I know that, but the developers of Forest City, privately held company. I happened to go to camp with one of the kids whose uncle was kind of, worked at Forest City. I used to work for Forest. I got juiced into a job. I worked at Park La Brea in Los Angeles for a minute. And if you wondered how I got there, because I was juiced in, But anyways, Forest City built this, built Showcase, and it's got the M&M thing in there where you can get anything, M&M underwear, M&M socks, M&M candies. Basically anything that you could throw an M&M on, it's there. But okay, if you look closely at this picture, you can see they have a food court right there, and they have all of the all the popular places. They got DQ, Subway, Sparrows, Panda, all that stuff.
I gotta say this before we get too far.
Huh?
I gotta say this before we get too far.
Yep.
Bearded Hooker says, "I've gone in the secret door. Sounds like a lot of fun."
Yeah, it's got a secret door. And this is not quite the back door. This would be the side door. This is the side door.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What's the side door? I want to know what the side door is.
It's a side door. Yeah. It was so cool though. By the way, they led me out to this door. I had to walk through like this short little garden thing. And then you go to the very next door is out, and you're like literally on the floor at the MGM. It's kind of cool. Okay, so the interesting thing about the Showcase food court is definitely all those brands have marked up their prices. So if you're used to like a $3 chicken bowl, it's probably going to be a $6 chicken bowl, but it's still a little bit cheaper. And there's that. All right, ready? The very next one, if you're on, that's south. The other area, if you're on the other side of the street, South Strip, it's the Excalibur food court. They have a big fat food court.
Wait. Excalibur still has a Cinnabon?
They still have a Cinnabon, yes. This was off their site as of today. So I'm guessing not all of these places are still in. That Pickup Sticks is no longer there. But the list on the right is literally that is right off their site. And of course, these things are subject to change. I mean, a lot of these go in and out of business.
I think we have to go to the Excalibur right after this. I gotta go to Cinnabon.
And if you haven't had the Popcornopolis, mouth tricks there, little mouth tricks. If you haven't had porn, of course, everyone's like rolling their eyes.
That's what's called a Freudian slip, by the way.
That is a Freudian. If you haven't had, it's the Popcornopolis has really cool flavors of popcorn. I have to say, they sell that stuff here locally, and I don't know if you have it out where you, but they have the little popcorn things. And I love their caramel. They have these caramel with little chocolate. Oh, it's fantastic. Just so you know. Anyways, but those are all of the food court, and it's not that bad. Excalibur's not that bad. It's usually pretty easy to find a seat. There's a whole it's a pretty big food court, a lot of choices, that kind of thing. Okay, if you're on the north side of the strip, that would be the next slide. Here's where you got Fashion Show Mall. That's right, where we are. There aren't a whole lot of other options, to be honest, on the north side of the strip. Fashion Show has a food court, and I only listed our favorites. Our favorites are Panda, Habit Burger, and Yogurtland. Yogurtland's not that bad. The prices for the yogurt's not that bad. It's not that much of a premium over what they serve.
And they actually do coupons, by the way.
And they take coupons, twofers. Yeah, love it. Love the coupons. And then on the sidewalk, there is a pizza press. It's called Pizza Press. It's right outside in front, and it's very good. It's not all that expensive. They're very good. And they have Luke's Lobster Rolls, which is like an institution. There's a kiosk right by the pizza press. They're not that cheap. They're still $20, like lobster mee. If you've been in the Miracle Mile, they have lobster mee in there, which is, by the way, those are fantastic. A little expensive. But those of you who have watched Shark Tank and a few other things, or Cousins Lobster's out here too, by the way. It's not cheap, but they're really good. Pardon?
This is not cheap, but Strip Burger is right next to us too.
And Strip Burger, we enjoyed it. Yeah, that was actually a lot of fun.
Well, Earl of Sandwich is definitely the go-to.
And Earl of Sandwich, we love. It's right below us, where we're at Casino Quest. We see them. We love Earl of Sandwich, dude. There's a few sandwiches there that we find that are fantastic. Okay, so that's really where it is, north of the strip, pretty easily accessible. Clearly, if you walk into the Neiman Marcus Cafe, not cheap. If you go to, there's a few other stores that have cafes here. not cheap.
Sure.
There's California Pizza Kitchen. It's not bad. It's fairly reasonable. But what do they have here? The Capitol Grill is at Fashion Show.
But
Pretty
that's
famous,
pretty high-end.
outrageously expensive. And Maggiano's, pass. We keep trying to eat there, get a hold of their lunch. They do have a lunch special there. They have like this little meatball sandwich and I think soup. And man, I've yet to have a good meal there, to be honest with you. So anyways, maybe one day. We'll see. All right. Any questions so far about the food?
Oh, not yet.
Nope. Everybody's eating up. People are more into like the expensive food. You know what I mean? Like when they come to Vegas, they come loaded. And they're looking to a lot of if you come as a foodie, holy crap, there's a lot of choices. Okay, let's go to the cheap drinks.
Oh, okay, cheap drinks.
And oh wait, let me get rid of these. Let me get up. I took it out. There we go. Oh, look at that. Here, cheap drinks and a view. Look at that. Bam. All right, go to the very next slide. Without a doubt, if you're looking for cheap drinks, you might as well get a view. So 108, it's called the 108 Sky Lounge. It used to be the 107. Apparently, it's gone up a level. 108 Sky Lounge at the Strat. So on Monday through Thursdays, 3 to 7 p.m., they have 2-for-1 drinks, and it's 800 feet up. The view is tremendous. So if you're taking someone to have a drink, you might as well just do that because you just can't beat the views up there. It's literally fantastic. You don't have to sit by the window, which that's me. I don't like to sit by the window. But you can sit back. It's very comfortable. It really is. It's a fantastic view. So they also have ice cream. So if you're looking to just chill out, they have a bunch of eats. It's 108 drink and 108 eats basically. So they do have appetizers, a bunch of things. And this is, we love the Strat, obviously. We play there a lot, but this is an independent view. If you're going to have cheap drinks, you might as well get a view and make it just that much more entertaining, in my opinion.
You know what you didn't add in here?
What's that?
Ellis Island.
For cheap drinks? Yeah, they have cheap drinks. I know. So, if I'm going to go drink, I need a view. I just don't want to sit there at the bar and pound. You know what I mean?
Really, but some people are fish, dude.
Some people like to drink, yeah. Some people like to go and pound it out. All right, the next one I'm going to give you, who also absolutely, in terms of ambiance, Peppermill. If you haven't been to Peppermill yet, here's an experience where you can go. And when I say cheap, you can go there just to drink. Happy hours 3 to 6 p.m. daily. And they have drink specials. It kind of changes, I guess. But look at these flipping couches, dude. You bring your whole group out here. Have some drinks.
Do you eat on those couches?
Huh?
Do you eat on those couches, or is it just for drinks?
This is the lounge area. I don't think you eat here, but you wait here. You can choose between dining and just, being part of the lounge or waiting experience. Dude, Peppermill is an institution here in Vegas. They've been offered, by the way, a fortune to move the hell out and have a casino. They're right on the Las Vegas Strip, right? Memories from this place are fantastic, and if you go to Peppermill, just have breakfast. You could have 24-hour breakfast. I will say the food is not cheap. Used to be cheap. It's not so cheap anymore. They used to have to be cheap to lure people out of the casino to eat at basically an independent. Well, it is an independent place. But it's such an institution. The memories you'll have sitting on those flipping couches is just fantastic. Just looking around, a lot of famous people come through there. A lot of entertainers come through there. The who's who list of who has been at Peppermill and who loves Peppermill is like through the roof. You'll see a lot of really famous. It's just a fantastic. The ambiance here is tremendous, dude. This place is just so cool. The mirrors and the pink and all the colors. It's really a fantastic experience. So if you get in there cheap, the cheapest way to get in there is just to be there part of happy hour. And then, hopefully you won a little money at Keno and you can buy yourself a nice omelet or some pancakes. By the way, the food's fantastic. I've only ever really eaten breakfast there. I haven't had some of the other, but everything else is good too. So I've heard. So
I have to say, someone said Peppermill is pimp-tastic.
Yeah. No, it really is. You gotta go. The cheapest way to get in there is the drinks. If you go there to eat, not so much. It's gonna set you back a little. A small trust fund, your kid's kindergarten special private kindergarten class. But hey, who needs private kindergarten class? You know what I mean?
By the way, apparently there's another cheap place in the Strip. It's called Ocean One at Miracle Mile.
Oh yeah,
$5 for everything on the lunch menu.
Yeah, so that's it. We went there. We passed by there. They have a big fat sign outside. I was going to mention Miracle Mile has a lot of stuff, a lot of happy hours in there. There's a very competitive environment. Even forums now have a lot of competitive. A lot of restaurants get competitive with happy hours. That place, they have $5. I think everything is $5, right? They have a big ass billboard sign outside. The thing is you're gonna have to wait. Getting in there is a little bit tough. Every time we went by there, there's been quite the line. But yeah, definitely cheap. They keep prices low. I will say that if you're in the middle of the day and you're out and about and you happen to be passing by the Miracle Mile shops, just Planet Hollywood, by the way, just go in there. And you can go around, and you'll come across a few places that have some specials. Yeah, I should have thrown that in. Miracle Miles definitely has a lot of promotions running. All right, anybody else? Who else has stuff?
Oh, that's it for right now.
Yeah. All right, ready? Next up, notables. We're gonna get to notables because we were running through the list of cheap things to do. So here's a new favorite. I went here for the first time with my son when he came out and visited me. And it's First Friday's Art District here in Las Vegas. Now, they have an art district that's always available, but not out in the street like it is like this. Now, this is a picture from a few years ago that we scoped from online. But first Friday of every month here in Las Vegas, you can get there. It starts pretty early, as soon as it gets a little darker, and then it goes throughout the night. Fantastic food, fantastic shopping, lots of collectible, lots of unique stuff. They have art houses. So this whole area, around this area, has built up like this. They have a few different art houses and plenty of establishments that have all sort of made a place right around here on the perimeter. So there's galleries, there's a Mexican restaurant that's opened up there. There's a really expensive flippin' ice cream service. There's the Cousins lobster truck I've seen out there. They were on Shark Tank, so they actually raised money to start, to do their lobster truck, and fantastic collectibles, really unique art type of stuff, which is very cool.
Good food, by the way. There's a lot of food trucks.
Tons of food. They have this whole parking area with food trucks. All the food trucks that are popular, and they make all the foofy stuff that you can't pronounce, and your belly up to the food truck. By the way, it's not
all foofy stuff. Some of it is actually pretty cheap.
It's you know what I mean? It's listen here, fella.
And plus,
it's cheap.
So there's some of them, you have to go for them.
But you got to be careful.
But I will say, you don't have to spend a dime. You could just walk around, hang out
smell
with people,
the food,
talk to
look
people.
at stuff, talk to people. Yeah, there you go. Be careful with these food trucks, because back in the day, you used to just go, you could belly up to any food truck and just say, I want something. Here's my $5. Nowadays, you can't do that, because these trucks, you got to pay special attention to the price signs, okay? Because some of them are ridiculously expensive. Yeah. Okay. So the nice thing about the Art District in downtown, if you're downtown, it's in walking distance, okay? It's a little good cardio. You might have to take a little Uber if your legs are a little rough, but it's not that bad. And or just get a cab. Don't take a car there. I had the misfortune of taking my car there. Had to park far enough away where I probably should have Ubered anyways. I could have Ubered from my car back to the Arts District where I had to park.
Really?
Oh, yeah, this is ridiculous. It was like a mile and a half away, dude.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, we were walking, and then we finally made it. But it was a lot of fun. It was pretty cool. All right. Next thing, any questions about that?
Not so far.
All right, ready? Next slide.
This is one of my favorite places.
Me and Dennis's new favorite, because it checks off the whole list of cheap stuff. Container Park is lots of little shops. It's just down Fremont Street. Just keep going until you hit the Container Park. If you don't like to go into casinos for whatever reason, you're not a casino person, and you really got to pee. Uh-oh, we got a big crowd out here.
Someone just hit a big roll here.
Yeah, someone hit a lot. Someone. It's the cleanest bathrooms there is. Really clean bathrooms. They're maintained very well. You make your way down here. You go in. You just go in and have at it. They limited occupancy for a minute during COVID, but I think that's all done. We went, and there's a pizza place on the second floor just inside that we loved. They make these we got this pizza with meatballs. They have a little park in there. You sometimes can see people throwing a frisbee.
They got ice cream in there?
They got ice cream, and they have some kind of foofy cream, not ice cream, but like gelato type of thing. What is that?
I think it's a crepe, actually.
A grape?
Crepe?
A who?
A crepe.
Oh, a crepe. Oh. Yeah, they have they have a lot of different businesses in there. You can shop for a dress. You can get some art.
I will say the one thing that sucks, though.
What sucks?
Is Chaffini's. Chaffini's is out. They didn't reopen after.
Really? The hot dog people?
Yeah, they were actually pretty good hot dogs.
Yeah.
But
so
they didn't make it through.
Container Park. We love Container Park. You can sit there and just enjoy yourself, relax. They used to have a fire breathing. They have this super big bong at one point that was like the biggest like actual, but I think they took that out. And then they have
another thing is just so you know,
they have a praying mantis that breathes fire.
Yeah, the praying mantis breathes fire, so it terrifies people when they first realize it happens.
Yeah, they didn't used to have the fence up. Apparently they have a fence around it. They used to be able to walk right up and just flame on kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess that didn't work out for some people. They got too close. But it makes a lot of noise. Yeah, if you go down there and all of a sudden the thing starts roaring, you know what it is. It's just, but they did take the big-ass bong out, huh? They had this huge bong people could take hits from, and they're like, yeah, that's a little bit too much.
Was that
a
really,
bridge too far.
Yeah.
Huh? It was the world's largest bong.
No, I remember it.
And you could actually walk up there and take a hit. Yeah. All right, moving on. Ready? Next up. Here you go. You want cheap shopping? There it is. Fantastic swap meet. Institution. Right near our school. So if you're driving by the school and you want to say hello, but you're in the mood for some like Vegas kitschy stuff, fantastic swap. It's only open on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. It costs $1. You go in there. It's cheap everything. Whatever it is, it's literally cheap everything. By the way, don't pay special attention to what you're buying. Some of it is so cheap, it's not real. I actually bought some socks there. This lady sold me some socks,
really?
$2 socks. It turns out they were for smaller people than me, sir. I usually get the smallest socks. I don't have the biggest feet. These were kitty socks. They look like they were full. What are you laughing at? They were so cheap, though. I had to buy.
Imagine you trying to put it on your toe.
I felt bad for her. She was like really working me over too, by the way. She was Latin. She didn't speak a lot of English. She pushed them, into me, and I was like, oh, fine.
How much did they cost?
They were only a couple dollars, dude. $2-3 bucks. But still, I got them home all excited. I had a whole bag of socks for $3, and yeah, they didn't go far. You know what I mean? But anyways, I don't know. I threw this on there at the end because you could buy like everything. Everything's there. The jeans are cheap. They have people selling quite literally everything. Magnets. It's a swap meet. It's an indoor swap meet, like many of you, I'm sure, have been to. And this is our swap meet here in Las Vegas. So it's on Decatur and Oakey. If you're downtown, it's pretty close. It's 2 miles west of the Strip, 2.5 miles. So the Uber ride's gonna be what is it, like $10 for Uber?
Yeah, like $10.
$10. So if you want to do some locals, hang with some locals, get some local, and of course the food here is ridiculously cheap. But we have some friends who run little booths in there. It's all small businesses, so it's a wonderful thing to support people like that who are enterprising and trying to do something. What's up? You smiling?
Someone just said Smedium. I don't know why, but it made me laugh.
Yeah, this shirt's a Smedium. I finally fit back into my Smedium shirt. Let me pull it down. But yeah. All right, good. I think that's it for cheap. The last thing we're going to get to is cheap rooms.
Well, we don't have slides for it, but
we don't have any slides, but we've come to a consensus on the cheap rooms. So if you're on the Strip, right, literally on the Strip, some of the cheapest rooms you're going to find are Tropicana, Excalibur, Circus, right?
Yep.
But they tend to be smaller rooms. And here, let me just kind of upgrade that a little bit. First of all, if you're going to stay at Circus, you got to stay in the motel part. Get in, get out. Where you park, that way your room is actually close to where you park. You can get to your room if you're lugging your luggage. Lugging your luggage. Yeah, for some reason I only got. Anyways, here's the thing to keep in mind when you come to Vegas, and I don't know why people forget this. We have some of the biggest flipping resorts in the world here, right? Integrated resorts. They're massive.
Yeah.
If you have bags or kids, or you have whatever it is that you're carrying with you, if it's a lot, you're going to want to call ahead and make arrangements, have a bellman meet you at your car, whatever. Go through valet to check in. Because if you park and think you're just going to carry your stuff to the front desk and then go to your room, it could be a mile, depending upon, like literally, quite literally a mile, depending upon the resort that you stay at. Now, if you're someone who goes to one of the big hotels and they put you down to the end of the hall, because they love doing that. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. They get you the room. And they ask you, would you like a strip view or would you like a mountain view, whatever the case is. But you forget to say, I would like the room next to the elevator.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get the room near the elevator, and I know a lot of you are like, well, those rooms are louder because people get, that's true. But if you have to go to the very end of the hall where they try to put you, it could be a minute, you know what I mean? And let's say you've had a few extra drinks, you hit happy hour at the Peppermill, and it could be a problem. That's the biggest complaint. The Tropicana, stay in the motel part. They have big bathtubs. Don't stay in the towers. The towers sounds like it's an upgrade. It's not an upgrade. The rooms are newer, yes, but the motel part, what we it used to be called the garden rooms. I don't know if they're called that anymore. They could be the weed rooms now. No more garden. I think the garden's dead. It's basically, I don't know what happened over there. They don't have a landscaper, but the towers are flipping a long walk from the hotel room, from registration, like a flipping long walk. And if they don't have a bellman there or someone to help you, you are in for a walk. Get the motel room. They have full tubs. They're fantastic rooms, and you're going to have a view up front. There's only two views. You can have a view of the pool or a view of the strip. Easy. And likewise for the other rooms, navigate yourself around, get familiar with how the building is set up, so that you can request a room that kind of meets your needs. Because I personally don't want to walk. I don't want to spend my whole vacation walking to and from my room. You know what I mean? Seriously.
No, I get it.
Up to the 18th floor, down 3 miles to my, And there's a lot of hotels that are that way. So I always recommend a property that, you can get close to. So one of the properties that is close to the Strip, okay, close to the Strip, is Westgate.
Oh, yeah.
Amazingly, when it was the Las Vegas Hilton, it was a much more expensive place, being that it was a Hilton property, big Hilton. And it was, a little bit more refined. But now, so Westgate's owned it. They sell some of these rooms as timeshares because it's a timeshare company. They own Westgate they own the Westgate West Flamingo property. So it's a timeshare property. They bought this property. And what you do is you book the room, and then when they get there, if they have them,
yep,
they'll sell you an upgrade to a suite for $20.
It's like Lux something.
Yeah, they'll sell you the upgrade to the suite, and the suite is a 540 square foot room. Okay. Now, those of you who can afford to stay at the Wynn and the Venetian, you're scoffing and going, that's nothing compared to my 700 square foot room. This is true, but basically, you can get into Westgate during the week for like $100 for a full suite and an easily accessible room where you can park and access your room pretty easily. And you can have that conversation with the front desk. Say, listen, where can I park and access the room as quickly as possible? Yep. And they'll hook you up. They'll give you a room. You might not have the best flipping view, but who's doing the view? Like, unless you're literally, if you want a view, stay at the MGM. MGM has, if you look up at the MGM, if you're ever on the Strip, look up at the MGM, you'll see these balconies, these terraces that go in the very front. Those are fantastic rooms with jacuzzi. They're jacuzzi suites. I think they're around 1,500 square foot. They cost a flipping fortune. That's your view. Bally's has some. All the hotels, they have like the ultimate view room. So if you're here and all that you care about is that, great. But if you're like me and you want to just use your room, you go to bed, you want it comfortable, you want room to get around, you don't want to feel cramped, you want a big fat TV too. That's the other problem. Some of these rooms, I don't know what's going on. Like, you have this big ass suite and then you have a 40-inch TV. I don't want to stay at a hotel where my TV is bigger. I want to go on vacation. I want big fat TVs, yep. Right?
That's why Westgate's such a great one, because they have a big fat TV. Mm-hmm. You can connect your Netflix and watch stuff like that. Yeah. And for the price, it's a pretty big room. Yeah.
No, it's a big room. The smaller rooms, the tower rooms, can be a little small. Uh-oh.
I got to run off for a second.
Yeah. We have a sale on a mini layout, and he's set up. We have a security. the first week we're open, somebody jacked one of our, actually not the first week. The first week we put them out, someone jacked one of our full-size roulette layouts, like quite literally a full-size roulette table layout. Someone pulled it off our display, our GPI display. Thank you, GPI, and took off with it. Yeah, I don't know how it happened. They just snuck it up and snuck out with it. So there's that. All right, I guess it's time for me to pull up. Give me a second here. I am going to actually go to the site and pull up any questions you guys might have. So there's that. All right, hold on 1 second. Takes me a minute. All right. All right, here we go. Does anybody have any questions? All right, look at that. You guys can't see it, but I have this big fat monitor in front of me. I don't know how that doesn't come up, but oh wow. Yeah, the guest parking. Okay, here, I scroll back. Yeah, the guest parking in MGM is absurd. I mean, literally, I think they should sell carts, like a little buggy, you know, where you get out of your car and then you can buggy your ass, because then you gotta walk down that whole subterranean thing, go buy all that retail, up and around, finally get to the registration desk, and then they tell you where your room is, and you're like, holy crap, I need a pit stop. It's quite a ways. All right, here we go. God. Here, I'm scrolling back. Let me catch up with these. Blueberry Hill. Oh, we love Blueberry Hill. Yeah, I love Blueberry Hill. Man, that menu is like 10 pages deep, dude. They make everything. I think you can literally just ask for anything, and they're somewhere on the thing. But yeah, great for breakfast. I love Blueberry Hill. If I'm not at Denny's. But Blueberry Hill is not cheap. And by the way, bring cash to Blueberry Hill, because they charge you that extra fee for the credit card, which I hate. Don't eat lobster in the desert. Okay. All right, here we go. You ready? Brass fork, bada. Habit or In-N-Out? I'm gonna go with In-N-Out. I like that Habit grill. It's not that bad, but here at the fast show, it's a little much. See you guys. Bye. I like In-N-Out. I do. I like their fries. I like their burgers. Yeah. Oh, the sugar place. Oh, Principal Skinner, the sugar factory. Yes. I am looking forward to having pancakes there. It's not cheap though, and it's best to get reservations. Lock in a reservation. That place is busy all day long.
Unless you're like literally the first person there in the morning.
Yep. I want to go try that. I've heard just glorious things about their pancakes. Just so you know, Sugar Factory.
By the way, the only reason we don't go is because it's hard to schedule our time. So we try to walk up, and
the one time we were available, they're like, "Yeah, we're full. We can't take you." So that sucked. Five Oceans One Peppermill is overrated, John. Pimptastic. I like Peppermill. I will say this: if you go there a lot, maybe. But if you got to go once. I mean, it's one of those for Vegas. If you come to Vegas a lot and you don't know about it, haven't seen it a lot, it's quite something. But I do think that the food has gotten ridiculous. Like Batista's back in. Batista's used to be a fantastic place back in the day because it was cheap too. It was great food and it was affordable. And now they went all touristy. Prices are outrageous, which I get it. Rents are up, all that stuff. But anyways, infamous fire pit in the lounge. Yep. Peppermill breakfast, top shelf. It really is.
Oh, John said, I agree with you. You have to go once.
You got to go once, dude. You really do. It's one of those things here in Vegas. I mean, I got to imagine that eventually they're going to offer Peppermill so much flipping money. They're going to be like, listen here.
Really? They've hauled out for so long.
No, but, you know, there's a point where everybody's like, you know what? Screw it. The great-great-great-great-grandchildren need a life, too. You know what I mean? But so you're going to regret not having gone. If you've been to Vegas a lot and you haven't been to Peppermill, just the interior alone will set you back. I mean, it's quite something. Yeah, I've only ever had the breakfast there. I have watched other people eat other stuff, but yeah, I'm a pancake. If you serve 24-hour breakfast, I'm going to try your pancakes every single time, quite literally. The stripper poles, you're going to have to get, Sapphire Day Club is like a big popular place with Alex because he knows one of the managers there, gets a lot of free stuff. Not all the free stuff he wants, just some of the free stuff, okay?
Mr. Kendo says Peppermill was next to the Morocco, right?
Yeah, the Moroccan Inn. I think it's the Moroccan Inn, right? There was another inn, the Aztec, right? Or what? Wait, what was the other inn that was by Peppermill that shut down? That little circular thing. It was. I used to park there sometimes. I would go to the Riv and walk over. But yeah, let me want to pull it up on this map. But a lot of memories. So just beyond it used to be this circular thing. On the way now, the convention center is all built out now. So if you're a conventioneer and you're by there, you might be able to just walk over. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I mean that whole area has changed so much. There used to be like a motel that stretched back there that had this famous circular registration area, and do you know what they eventually tore it down? They were trying to save it. The Las Vegas Historical Society, whatever, they were trying to save it for the longest time.
Really?
I remember parking one time there because it was a part of an inn, is that the Moroccan? I don't know. It was a part of an inn, and one time I was almost towed. I parked there, and I was almost towed. But anyways, all right. What other? I'm going through some of the questions.
Someone asked, "Hey, when you went to Resorts World, did you try the dumplings? Are they any good?"
No, the dumplings were good. A little expensive, but good. And we've heard good things about Resorts World, by the way. So first of all, first good thing is they have downtown odds on their dice game. That's number one. Number two is Crockford's, obviously. If you were a high limit player and you're looking for a high limit experience, the English do it like nobody else. You know. So we've heard a lot of really good things about Crockford's. Apparently, a lot of the action over there is really just centering on the high limit and the Crockford's, of course, which we didn't get a chance to see. And I'm still very interested in going to some of those other. They have some very unique eateries in there, so we haven't had a chance to go see them. We did feel the food court was a little expensive for a food court, but of course it is Resorts World, and we're looking forward to some synergy. They're right next to us, so we were always very excited that it was built and open. Obviously, it opened at a little difficult time, but anyways, all right.
Conventions will put it over.
Why are our giveaways rigged? Yeah, no, that's for true. All right, see you, buddy. Thank you. Congratulations on the job.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right, buddy. All right, good. Yeah. That's Matthew. He started his very first day as a dealer after coming to us. He actually moved here from out of town. He's one of those. So absolutely fantastic. Have you ever met Telly Savalas? No. And he used to promote resorts. You know who I did? I actually got to meet Merv Griffin before he passed away. I opened up Players in Lake Charles, and he actually came on the boat.
Really?
I was on the floor. No, I hadn't heard of it. I was a low-level manager. I was a floor supervisor. And sure enough, he came in there. He was a little larger man than I had remembered. So many years ago when I was a kid, I actually went to see Merv Griffin talk show in L.A. He actually had a talk show. And I remember just being as bored as you can ever imagine because it was, I was like 8 years old. He was sitting up on some stools talking to some dude about nothing I cared about. And, that was the last memory, but he was a younger guy. He was a thinner guy, too. And, so he was responsible for lots of, what's all that noise? Someone counting a register? Oh, that's what it is, a counting a register. So he was responsible for a lot of game shows, Merv Griffin. So he basically invented Concentration, a few of those others, game shows. The one where they write on the board and they try to figure out. They used to have celebrities. You don't know. You're too young, dude. They used to game shows were bigger back when I was younger. But anyways,
I want to say smarter than a fifth grader, but that's not right.
Yeah, no. But so he owned the resort's name, the brand, and of course Telly Savalas used to lick the lollipop.
Pictionary?
Huh?
Pictionary?
Pictionary. Yes, that was a Merv Griffin show.
Yeah, that was from Mr. Ken No.
Ken No. God, Ken. Yep, that's it. Yep, Pictionary. Yeah. So he made, by the way, Merv was so flippin' wealthy, dude. The story, so after, actually, I had no idea. Oh, the tanks at Battlefield, is it really free? I thought you had to pay to get on there, no? I thought that was free, the tanks at Battlefield Vegas. Anyways, I had no idea he was still behind resorts. I always assumed he retired and, whatever. I really didn't know much about him until I saw him come on the boat, walking with this huge entourage of people. And then I was told that, yeah, that's Merv Griffin. He owns resorts or has a role, And they were updating me on his whole status. So he basically just lived off this yacht in his final years. And I'm happy I got to meet him. It was really nice, dude. He came right over. He introduced himself, came right into the pit. He's a very friendly guy. So that was cool. I love when, you see people like that. They're famous, successful, that, still grounded or, no issues. All right, that's very cool. The tanks at Battlefield Vegas. So if anybody wants to know, my MOS, big secret, it was 11 Bravo Charlie 02, which doesn't exist as an MOS anymore. That MOS is like in the military, they give you a job, like a number. What's your number? That was my number. I was 11 Bravo Charlie 02. And they used to just call it 11 Bravo Charlie, 11 BC 2. Actually, it was 11 BC 02. And the Dunes, Dunes, nice guy. Yeah, he really was, dude. I was literally just a young floor supervisor. He just came right over, offered me his hand, said, "Hey, I'm Merv. How are you?" And I'm like, "Hey, I'm Dave. I'm doing great. I could use a raise." No, actually, I thought he was just a celebrity. I didn't know he was an owner until afterwards. Someone talked to me about it. So, anyways, 11 Bravo Charlie 02 is a Dragon Gunner, and that's the tie-in for the tanks because I used to train on we had T-55s, old Russian T-55s. If anyone remembers those from back in the way, they were one of the most hyper-produced tanks ever. There's more T-55s around than I think any other tank ever. And so we used to have them down range. And as a Dragon Gunner, I was an anti-tank gunner. That was my. So can I just share this little bit of tidbit about a little stolen honor? I was at Walmart one time, and I'm standing behind this guy, and he's a young guy, and he's talking to his girlfriend about being a bazooka gunner. And okay. I was at Fort Ord. Fort Benning is where I did my AIT. Win, lose, or draw, too. Yeah, later in the 90s picture. Yep, win, lose, or draw. That sounds right. Win, lose, or draw. Later 90s Pictionary. Yeah, all Merv Griffin shows. 82 Echo. Fantastic snapper. Yep. And this guy's talking to his girlfriend about how he's a tank. He's a bazooka gunner, which, by the way, just so we're clear, they really weren't called bazookas. If you're actually an anti-tanker, you were a Dragon Gunner in the Army. And so I asked him, I'm like, wow, that's so cool. What's your MOS? And he had no idea. I mean, he couldn't even, most people don't know what the MOS is. It's kind of like its own thing. If you weren't an actual Dragon Gunner, you wouldn't know, You wouldn't know anything about that or have any of that experience, the game. It was responsible for the game Pictionary. That makes sense, yeah. No, he got wealthy as all hell. Holy crap, Merv got big. He started with a talk show, and he built this whole empire leading off into casinos. And if you don't know, Telly Savalas was Kojak. He doesn't know. He's missed out on. It was a fantastic crime show that took place in New York, right? New York, Telly Savalas. Panzer's Wreck, yeah. T-55s, lots of T-55s, man. Oof. We would rates. Okay, instead of MOS, yeah. Well, yeah. And it's amazing. We have a huge community, by the way, of bets. I bet so many of you come in and talk about your experience. It's really big. Look at all the challenge coins. Oh, they can't see these, but we have challenge coins for days, dude. It's fantastic. And that's fantastic. All right, well, let's get to the end. Bye, Dean. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you. Oh, Vicky's Diner. I've heard about it. I have not been there yet. Have we been there? No, we've been a lot of other places. What's your favorite? By the way, Sticky, what's your favorite restaurant so far?
Like cheap restaurant or just in general?
Oh, I see the graphic. Daddy David's Story Time. Holy
You started telling
smokes.
the story about the stolen honor. That's why I put it up there.
The stolen what? Oh, yeah. No, he was just going on with his girlfriend about how he was a bazooka gunner. He was shooting down tanks. And, of course, I was like, really? And I was so intrigued by the story. It was all BS. He had no idea what the hell he was talking about. By the way, most of the anti-tank guns that were wire guided, they hadn't yet come out with technology to to target acquisition came later with tow guns. They have tow guns now. You can punch up. They have these little drop downs. You punch up your target, and boom, it does auto correction. It takes out the target. But back when I was a dragon gunner, it was 30 correctional rockets, 1,000-meter downrange. It actually had a wire that stayed connected. It didn't have a wireless connection. It was a wire that stayed connected to the rocket so that you could feed it down line and have it hit where you needed to hit. You follow? Because that tank would move. You need to adjust, whatever the case was. Had this huge backblast area. It was a rocket. It was it was a rocket, and it had all this fire that came out the back. You could just torch someone up with that. Anybody ever came up to your position and tried to sneak up from behind you, that was like a bad thing because, they'd be a hot salami. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I heard they were notoriously slow.
They were slow, very slow. I think I don't know, about 15 miles an hour. I mean, the rockets needed to go slow and that's what made you a target. So they could see that backblast area from like miles away and then zoom in on you and take you out. Nobody wanted to be near a dragon gunner at any time. You were kind of the lone dude. You know what I mean? But yeah, we haven't been to Vicky's Diner. All right. Telly played that crazy yeah and the Dirty Dozen. Who loves baby? Telly's line. Okay, Mr. Clean. Who loves you, baby? Yeah. Hot salami. Where do you find a hot salami? Who wants a hot salami, buddy? That's the next. All right, so
we should do a D&D where we just eat like
a Vegas ballet story. Oh my God, is there such a thing? You want to know what's a very cool experience I had here in town, and this is again goes back to people. I'm working at a 24-hour. I mean, I have no rhythm. I can't dance. I can't move. This woman sees me at one point, and I'm literally. Apparently, I'm listening to something on my music, and I'm trying to move my body, but it's really awkward. And she's in O. She's one of the rings in O. If any of you
told me the story.
Yeah. Any of the Cirque du Soleil, she does the ring. Her and this other guy. It's not her husband, by the way. It's just this other guy. This was back then. They're in the rings. They do all that cool stuff in the rings that you see when the show breaks out. If you've ever been to O. And so she was like embarrassed for me, as I'm trying to dance a little bit. And so she comes up, we start talking, and she's explaining to me that, convulsions, basically. This is true. I'm still really no better at dancer. Not to take credit away for she really did try, but I suck. I just have never been able to nail the whole dance thing down. I got this one white guy dance that I do with 2 steps that I learned a long time ago, and that's kind of the limit. But so I do this thing. Me and Dennis do this thing. It's called proprioception. It's Dr. Clark and NASA. It's stuff I learned when I was in Central America using a ball and stability, and so we have this very unique workout. And very often we get people that just sit there watching us work out, and it requires a lot of balance, and it's strength from balance. A very unique, very different type of workout. And so she asked if I would teach her that. She would teach me how to dance. And it turns out that she started as a Russian ballerina. That was her background. Really? And she was a competitive, not square dancing, but ballet, where they did couples. Oh, my God. Is it like docking? David dancing like Elaine? Yeah. Elaine is probably a better unlock. Oh my God, look at this. This is the kind of community we have. Just loves to see me in pain and misery. Yeah.
I mean, apparently they want to raise money to see you dance.
We need oof hat merch. Who did that? CEG? Someone logged in. Did you write that?
We need oof hat. No, I didn't write that.
Someone logged in. That must be like either Timmy or Alex, I guess. Yeah, it does look like docking. Player's card. Don't leave home without it. All right. Oh, a gentleman's ballet story? A ballroom? Well, I'm
I don't think we have any of those.
I don't think
You're barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah. Anyway, so she taught me how to dance.
It's me?
It didn't translate very well, to tell you that. Huh?
Someone said it's me at CEG Dealer School. Okay, that.
Oh, it's me. That's got to be Timmy or Alex. I mean, it's probably Timmy. A lazy bastard's not getting his work done. Hey, did you upload our my business class?
Yeah, he had it.
He's got it?
Yeah, he's already got it.
Couples competitive ballroom. That's what it is. Exactly. Yep. It was like, that's what they did. Yeah. She was fantastic, by the way. She was such a cool person. But anyways. All right. Anybody have any ideas for stories? Let's see. I got time for maybe one story. Wasn't there a story I told you about to remind me about that we talked about?
Yeah, the guy who bought in at the table.
Oh, well, that doesn't to narrow it down.
I need to pull up my notes because I'm not going to remember.
What was the story? Because I forget. We had go ahead. Because sometimes I can't remember.
We're trying to look for the notes. Give me a second.
You have notes? A guy that bought in. Perfect. That's all I need.
$30,000 buy-in tote story. Guy who gave 70. Oh, it was the people who like colored up, and then everyone gave a big tote, and then this guy was like, I'm trying not to give the story away without. I'm
trying to remember, dude. I'm kind of lost. So he gave nothing. That was that guy who gave nothing. Guy. They tried to guilt him in. Yeah. So, we've seen all that before. Docking 10 p.m. PSD this Christmas. Oh God, that's got to be Timmy, that little bastard. Get to work. Any story about a huge press parlay bet you saw as a dealer? I've seen quite a bit. So I have seen. Oh, that's one of my stories. So ready? I saw this guy. Quite literally, the most 12s I've ever seen rolled is 5 12s in a row. Okay, and a guy starts betting and parlays the bet, and he parlays the bet, I think twice. He got the $50 bet, he hits it again, and he's at this point, he's got, oh my God, I'm like, oh my God. He's at $50. He's got $1,500. So he's up. He's got like $3,000 or $4,000 in the rail, right?
Yeah.
And he keeps winning on this. So on the fourth time, he finally decides to throw it to the dealers, or let's say third time. So he hits it, parlays it. A third or fourth time, he hits it again, and he parlays it so he gives it to the dealers, and the dealers are like, "Screw it, we're gonna parlay it for us, right?" And it rolls again. And so this is downtown, by the way. It rolls again. So we parlayed it to a $31 12, and it hit again for the fifth time. That's how I know that there were 5 12s rolled. That was the most 12s I've ever seen rolled in a row. And this guy was so impressed with him. It's like, dude, you gave us $1. If it hadn't have been the most unique scenario ever, where 5 12s roll, because it doesn't happen a lot, we'd have made $0 on you locking up thousands of dollars in the rail. You follow? He was so impressed with himself. It was unbelievable. All right, what do we got?
Oh, look at my big tip. You know what I mean?
Oh, he was like, oh my God. Crossroads story?
He wants you to tell a tank story where like you were at Crossroads.
Tank at Crossroads?
Don't you remember?
No.
You told us a story. You said
Really?
it. Well, you said a part of your origin story at one point.
Really?
It was a tank. Dude, you think you would remember the tank?
Oh, that's not Crossroads though. So yeah, no. You mean the police tank that they pulled out? It's a fantastic story. You ready? I got you a story. All right, so this happens in Vegas. At a depressing point in my life, this isn't at Crossroads. This is literally right near where the school is. I used to live at El Parque, at this literally a dive. Okay, I have tons of stories that basically anywhere in Vegas where the desperate, just lost a lot of people that, oh God. Anyways, so there was a lot of issues with where I used to live. I could tell you so many stories about that, where I used to live in the courtyard. People would leave their kids there. They would go to work. They would literally lock up the courtyard. I don't know if you've ever been in one of these kinds of communities. Hopefully you haven't. They would leave their kids in the courtyard with other kids to watch them and just lock them all into the courtyard and hope that their kids were still there when they got home, kind of thing, because, that's a thing. I mean, it's amazing because I used to have to, I was working graveyard at the time, and I would literally have to go out and break up fights between like 8-year-olds. So just drop down, tear down fights. Anyways, so the first story I have it's a true story. This actually happened the first before the tank, by the way. Okay, because yes, there is a tank involved in the story. The next story, I'm up late at night. I used to smoke. So I would get up late at night sometimes, and for those of you I used to smoke, it's been years and years since I've smoked, but while I lived here, I was smoking, and we didn't have really balconies. Actually, you could go on the balcony, but you might get shot on the balcony, or someone was in the process of stealing your shit out the balcony, so you didn't want to interfere with that. So you would go to the front in the courtyard, facing the courtyard, to kind of smoke your cigarette. Mm-hmm. So I'm there smoking a cigarette. All of a sudden, I hear this screaming, and this guy far across me. I'm on the second floor. He's on the first floor, coming out of this apartment. He's covered in red. Now, I come to find out he's actually covered in blood, but
wait.
You don't.
I don't remember this part of the story.
No, true story. Yes, I did. I told you about this. And the cops,
blood?
Well, so he's covered. I see him. He's holding something in his hand. He's covered in red. At first, I'm thinking he's an artist, or something else is coming. You don't think that he's just murdered his girlfriend.
Oh, my God.
So he literally knifed. The screaming was coming from this woman who was dying. And he came out with the knife covered in blood. The next thing you know is he drops down to the floor right in front of his apartment. And I'm watching the whole thing. I'm literally watching. I'm smoking a cigarette, I don't even, you see things in life and you don't know how. I mean, I thought he was an art. I couldn't see that it was a knife from my vantage. I was pretty far away. The courtyard stretches probably around maybe 100 feet. Maybe 150 feet, something like this. And it was late at night and, shadows, everything else. And this guy starts bawling his eyes out. The next thing you know, it's like a minute, and this some dude's running through the courtyard from the other side because my apartment is on the side of the street, and then there's a little parking area. Some guy's running through the courtyard, and they confront the man. And I can't see if it's a cop. Doesn't look like a cop, but the guy's got a gun and he's yelling at the guy, the whole thing. And next thing you know, the place is swarming with police. And I'm sitting out there the whole time watching all this unfold, dude. And the police are there, and, they didn't bring any bodies out or anything. I didn't find out about that, but there was an action until later. We found out that because they left the scene the way it was. A coroner came. By that time, I had to go to work and the whole thing. But they were sitting downstairs. They had tons of people there, dude. The place was surrounded, clearly. And I'm telling this person that, hey, I saw everything. If you need, an eyewitness account, you know what I mean? Like, I literally watched the guy running out with the knife, sit down, start crying. And do you know that I wasn't interviewed not once. No one called me. No one came up to my door. No one asked me a thing about it. Yeah, I was the only one in the courtyard. I mean, I'm guessing the guy just said, listen, I did it. I mean, it looked like he did it. He was there with the knife covered in blood. There wasn't a lot of room for error there. But it was the weirdest thing because I thought for sure that they would come and take a statement. You know what I mean? Yeah. No one cared. They're like, listen, that's the guy. Done. I never heard about that story. I never heard what happened with that guy after the fact. I did hear that it was his girlfriend and they had obviously had some kind of weird altercation and then she passed away. Now, this is the same place where this is how ridiculous. The owner of this apartment building was pilfering water from some other source to service this community, apparently. Okay? I don't know how that's even a thing, but he was running extension cords for other power. I mean, he was like this. So what had happened was his son was the driver in a shooting. So his son drove some people to an apartment. The two people got out of his car, went and apparently robbed and murdered someone, got back into the car, and his son drove them away to another destination, okay? Now, because his son was the driver, they were getting him for accessory, and his dad was trying desperately to keep his son out of jail, and his dad owned 3 apartment buildings, one of which I lived in. Okay. And this is that place, okay, where he lost the apartment building, he sold it some other, but anyways, so about 2 weeks later, the tank incident comes. So what ends up happening is so where our courtyard is, there would all these kids would be out there, and of course these kids would get locked in, and but they're kids. They jump over the flippin' fence, dude. No one's keeping kids inside of a courtyard, okay? The courtyard gate is only yay high. The 5-year-olds are pushing the 6-year-olds over. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no one. There's no delay. They're leapfrogging right out of the flippin' courtyard. So we had this stacked dumpster. There's one of these big industrial dumpsters off to the side that all the kids would sit on, and they would peer around, and it just happened to peer over into this other complex. And so one day I'm coming out of my apartment and I hear all this commotion. I see all the kids, like the entire courtyard is out of the courtyard on top of this dumpster. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm asking like what's going on. And they're like, well, there's a big incident. And I'm like, what kind of incident? What's going on? And there's like, yeah, there's a lot of cops. So a woman and another woman are in this apartment right next to another apartment building right next to ours. And she has a grenade.
Oh my God.
She has a grenade. She's equipped with one of the old pineapple grenades, for those of you who have some experience with those.
How did you get a hand? What?
Yeah, it turns out not much of a grenade. It turns out it's inert. It's just an old collectible. But you can't take risks with that because the pineapple grenades are not the most reliable grenades.
I was so confused.
They since have upgraded, but the old pineapples are a bit frisky. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So you can't cook those bastards off, or if you do, you might not have an arm to go with it. You know what I mean? Or the side of your head. You know what I mean? All right. So this woman and this other woman, they're in some kind of fight. The one woman has a grenade and she's gonna pull the pin and she's gonna light up the whole place. Meanwhile, all these kids are sitting up on the dumpster just watching all this unfold. There's no perimeter. They're like, yeah, don't worry about it. Those are the courtyard kids. No one cares. I mean, we're just all hanging out. I'm like, dude, don't you guys think that the lady's got a grenade? They wouldn't want you guys up on the flippin' dumpster. Meanwhile, 15 feet away, they're disassembling a fence and rolling one of these police tanks through it to get to this woman. So it's the only way through this apartment. It's the only way with enough room to get to the center of where this, and they literally drove that thing right through the front door of where this was taking place in order to take them out. Now, I didn't see that. We did see the after effect of the tank having rolled through. There was one other fence that went through. I even showed them before they actually fixed it. For years, it just sat there broken. And I showed them where they fixed that fence. It's like a whole different type of fence. And they rolled right through the front of this apartment building. Nice neighborhood, huh?
Oh my God.
That was like, I mean, yeah, a lot of nice things going on over there. That was just off the strip.
You know you live in a great neighborhood when the tank rolls through it. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was, oh God, Derek is like, I had to push my Vegas trip during. Jasmine is happening, Derek? Okay, good. Because, listen, we got a whole list of people. Kids in tanks. It was the weirdest thing. You could not get these kids off that flipping top of that dumpster. I mean, even with the lady with the grenade, they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. We're just taking a break from the courtyard. Oh God. Stay at the world famous Siegel Suites. Oh, that's true. Well, at Siegel Suites, at least they give you a free pipe to go with your trip, just in case you need to cook something up while you're there. It's always pretty tremendous. You know what? If you want to have some free entertainment when you come to Vegas, all you gotta do is sit in the lobby of Siegel Suites for like 2 hours, and you'll see. And they'll let you. I've actually been in the lobby for about a half hour trying to find I had a friend of mine that ended up homeless. I was trying to get him a Siegel Suites, and apparently, this is the one. Okay, here's the story. So Palace Station, right behind Palace Station, there's a Siegel Suites right there. And if you don't know, like, it's been cleaned up a little bit, but that used to be one of the Siegel Suites. Well, it's hit or miss at Siegel Suites. You don't know what kind of drugs are running until you actually move in. And then you get to know, like, what hours, what's open, what's available, what's going on. And I don't want to take away from the whole Siegel thing, but come on, dude. I mean, let's just, they're going to see this and go, do I have to say it was a dream? I think I have to say it's a dream.
In a dream, this happened.
It was in a dream this happened. So, anyways, I go to the Siegel Suites. I'm in the lobby, and my friend of mine is about to be homeless, basically. So I'm just trying to find him a room for a couple days. Meanwhile, apparently they were having this and this is pre-pandemic. This was just pre-pandemic. So apparently a number of people that were living at Siegel Suites were very upset that the manager of the place was using all sorts of things to get people out. Now, I don't know what, maybe they were all dealing drugs, maybe they're all doing drugs, maybe they're having big sex parties. I don't know what was going on. But I'm sitting there with my friend of mine. We're sitting in the lobby. It's a really small lobby, by the way. There's not room for like 3 people. It's got this little desk, this like registration desk, and then there's like, I don't even remember there being chairs. I think we were pushed up back of the wall. Next thing you know, this woman comes in and she's complaining that they put up an eviction notice and they're evicting her. And this is supposed to be a weekly place, so I'm not sure how that, it's not even like a, it's like a weekly motel place. It's not even like a, you know. Anyways, and then there's this whole line of people that are coming and they're protesting, they're talking, they start screaming and yelling, and the guy's like on the phone calling the police, and they're having this whole meltdown. This guy's trying to just evict the whole place, and of course, we were just backed up. We couldn't even get out for a minute, you know. And then eventually we're like, listen, maybe we should look for another Seagull Suites. They locked up the whole weekly place, so we went to another one, and strangely, it was no better. The guy was like, we go there, and there was a woman there, and she was packing all of her stuff into a shopping cart. She had literally had it outside, and she was trying to fix all her clothes. She didn't have her clothes on her. She was very upset they had evicted her. I mean, it was just at a loss. So ultimately, we couldn't find him a place. But yeah, very interesting dynamic going on there. By the way, they own a lot of weekly places. Those people that I told you about that won the fire bet, that's actually, have I told you about the couple on the fire bet?
You told me. I don't know if you've told them.
When a robot death squad patrols your hood, you're definitely living in RoboCop. So here's a better story that doesn't have a lot of killing or tanks or anything like that.
Really? No tanks?
No. So I was at Rancho. I was at Texas Station, and there's a Seagull Suites there, and there's a lot of people in transition living there. But so there was this couple that comes in, and they don't have their rent, and they each have. So she has like $7, and he has like $8. $5 table. She rolls. She has $5 on the line, $2 on the fire bet. She rolls a 6-point fire bet, 1,000 to 1.
Wow.
She gets paid $2,000 plus her line bet. I think her husband, maybe just her boyfriend, has $5 on line, $3 fire bet, 6-point fire bet.
Holy
rolls
smokes.
A 6-point fire bet, $3,000. They're very excited. The whole time they're talking about having paid their rent, which is, listen, if you're trying to win $5 off the line, that's the only bets they had. That's the thing that makes it all remarkable. Is like they could have only done that to make any money. We didn't have a 3-roll. It had to be a 4-point or better. At 4 points, I think it was only like 25 to 1 or 30 to 1. It didn't pay, that much, right? So like the fact that you've got your last, between them $15, whatever it was, is just like, and you have rent. I don't know. Anyways, I guess at that point, like I've been there myself. At that point, you're all in. What does it matter? $15 is not gonna do anything for you. You might as well just. I shouldn't say you might as well gamble it, but that's a lot of people. That's the logic that comes into play. You're down to your last money. You chased all the way through, and that's all you have left. But so I'm assuming they got their rent squared away. They were staying at Seagull Suites. The guy comes back about a week later. And he's playing the field. He's just doing field bets. He's got like a stack of red. He's got like $100 playing the field. And, I start talking to him. He's not all that talkative and stuff like this, but he seemed to be fine. Had some money squared away. He was pretty happy. About a week later, I see him come in, and his whole mood has changed. He's all depressed. He's very sad. He's combative. And in a number of different conversations, it turns out that he's broken up with the girl that he was with, and he just still got evicted. They still got evicted.
Wow.
So I don't know if they ever actually paid the rent or how that all squared away. But I was like, no flipping way, dude. I guess at that point you just like, who cares, dude? I mean, what are you gonna do?
Well, you're a DJ at that point. Again, when you last.
Yeah, we got a lot of DJ stories, dude. I can go on and on about people who have literally bet their cars.
Derek says, I have a new strategy. I call it the Jasmine strategy.
Oh, my God. You just zero out?
And then David says, a cool DJ story.
Yeah. Dude, I could tell you so many sad stories. All right. Where are we at? We have anybody still tuning in?
I think we still do. There's 104 people watching us right now.
Wow. Fantastic. Still up. I haven't put them to sleep. All right, guys, I think we're going to call it a day. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed your, he says I'm still here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for being part of our experience. We look forward to seeing you guys here at Casino Quest. And sometimes, Oh yeah, I bet you have, dude. I bet you had. I mean, I've seen some people literally pawn their cars to an individual. Like, here's my title and my car. I know a girl, oh God, we can go on forever. Anyways.
Well, thank you guys.
Thanks, you guys.
All the nice comments at the end here. It says, thank you guys, you're awesome. I always want to cry when you guys sign off.
Yep.
Your channel's great stuff.
Yes, thank you so much. And
you guys are fun. Love the DGen stories. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we'll see you guys next time. We'll have a whole new D&D episode with more information and updates and all that stuff. And Timmy, get back to work. And I can't wait to go to Jasmine. And it's going to cost you a pretty penny, buddy. Actually, it's not going to be a pretty penny. You can budget it right now because I'm going to go for the tour. They have this tour. Jasmine offers this whole tour. It really is great food, by the way. All right, see you guys. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Snapper. Bye, guys. Bye, DJ Spam. Bye, John. Bye, everybody.